Yo.
What up?
Well.
Jake, I'm ruining your fucking museum,
Map?
though. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool.
It's kind of shitty. Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
It's kind of
Just saying.
Well.
Just saying.
My question is can you see your character sheet, dude? Or do I need to like have that?
Yeah. No.
Okay. I was gonna say if I need to have that pulled up too somewhere on my screen for you.
Justin's getting so stressed out about playing. It's cool, dude. We're gonna have fun.
I just want to be helpful.
No, I know.
Just don't ruin it for me. That's all.
Just because I'm gonna let you know immediately.
That's hilarious.
Oh, you gonna hear about it?
Oh,
Be glad. My voice.
Ruin it for you. Be glad you didn't give me fucking burning hands. I'll ruin it for you in a goddamn heartbeat.
Fair enough.
Never. That's a good thing I'm not playing as friendly neighborhood fat guy here.
Yeah. Did I tell you how I was looking at his spells and I was like giving him some advice? And then I was like, AoE when you're level 1, not too many people, you might want to consider burning hands. And he was like, do I need to remind you?
Sure about that?
Yeah, exactly. You sure about that? You sure about that?
It's so funny. Did we talk before, or did y'all talk before me and you? The whole conversation. I want to know.
Oh no, that was so. You reminded me of it when you and I talked, and then we talked like an hour ago. So it was definitely after.
Okay, that's great. Yeah,
it's so funny. Definitely some trauma from the first campaign.
The sad part is that we only played like 3 sessions.
Not for me.
Yeah, I know. That was gonna be a fun campaign too, but
it was definitely not trauma for me because I enjoyed it. That was fun.
You the assholes that were toasty, not me.
I just sat back and went,
"What the hell is this?"
So, any questions? Any questions about the world, characters? Anything else I have that I should address beforehand?
Yeah. Did we level up?
You definitely leveled up.
Oh shit, bro!
Yeah, that's so funny.
Remember, Jake, you asked for all of this.
Oh, I'm enjoying
this. This is all of your fault.
No,
thank you, bro.
Exactly what I wanted.
I think this is okay, Jake. I don't know.
Oh, what for the? Oh, I'm sure it's great. It's better than it was. It doesn't have to.
I'm sure it's great.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the help. I've been trying to type stuff up. You'll see what I was working on later.
Do you want me doors locked or not?
Yeah, lock all the doors for now so that we can't move anywhere.
All the doors. All doors are locked.
Cool.
Okay.
That has some carbonation to it. I just cracked open this blue raspberry 100 milligram Keef soda, and it just was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you."
Can Can either Hoppum or Carakas click on that door icon to make sure it works?
I clicked on it.
What do you see?
Oh, yeah, he opened it.
Asshole.
You said click on it.
Yes, I did. All right, let's close that. We don't want to go in there. It's a silly place.
It's a silly place. Silly Billies.
Yeah. I am listening. I'm gonna step away real quick, but I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Okay. Cool. So I guess like you will figure out how I'm going to do the magical resources. You guys will start to learn that. We kind of talked about some of the other stuff with the world. The only other thing I'm going to try to do is, unless people just want to defer to someone else in like social situations or like puzzle situations, I'm going to have you guys like basically roll initiative with like the guiding attribute. So if there's a puzzle and multiple people want to do shit, we'll roll initiative with our intelligence scores. or if there's somebody that multiple people want to talk to or diffuse, we'll basically roll initiative with our charisma scores. Unless somebody just goes like, nope, like Dustin can talk to this guy, then we'll basically have an order for that to kind of figure out an order in a way you guys can act. And then just between character stuff, if you guys are going to try to like pickpocket each other or attack each other, I'm probably not gonna. It's gonna be like it's gonna have to be within a story, not just like I want that thing he has, or I'm not happy with what that person did. So
Thank you, please, because the
Yeah.
moment you said that, immediately I went, Dustin, keep your fucking hands out of my goddamn pockets.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. Wait, huh? What did I do?
So, any other questions?
I mean, is it a bad time to
I don't steal nothing.
preface and say that probably the highest charisma character has social anxiety?
Yeah, that is probably a problem. But no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll work out fine. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the town setting, and then how I'm going to start off the campaign is you guys are going to tell me where you are in the town, what you'd be doing, and you're going to have about 3 hours before dinner. So if you want to like walk over there, if you want to get ready, if you want to talk to anybody, the time setting for this district. So this district is called District Shyla. It's named after one of the sitting council members. As the council members change, they kind of get power over different districts that produce different resources. Moving to different districts and getting power over different districts is how they kind of climb in their fame and fortune. So the council member that oversees this is Shyla. So your district is known for plane diving, which is basically people that take excursions into where the planes have started to grow on the material. You go into those planes for various reasons. The environment doesn't work the same as it used to. So needing water for crops, needing magical resources, needing fuel for forges, all that type of stuff is derived from venturing into the plains. So people that venture into the plains kind of have a little bit more, I guess, sustainability and survivability in some of those planes. So, like for instance, a Fey plane or a fire plane or an airplane, certain individuals are geared more towards surviving more in those planes. You guys are very accustomed to when you come out of those planes that you are meted right away, that you are taking inventory of the resources you left with and those that you're coming back with. A lot of times you're met with medical checks and questionnaires. The medical checks, the more you've done those, the more you start to realize they care less about your actual health and more about what's happening to you. Those of you that are magical races, um, you know that people are particularly interested in your blood, and in some cases, it's even currency. There are shards and gems that you guys bring back from these planes that are taken to the refinery. The refinery is one of the most dangerous jobs, even more dangerous than going out into the plains. It's a high mortality rate. There seem to be constant accidents. There's a gentleman that runs the refinery that people just call him boss. They don't like to call him by his real name. A few people don't even know his real name.
I need to set that up as a hotkey.
He very much appreciates his status and the power he lauds over others. And he's a big Leonin, so a lion type creature. And he's one of those that's less more of the community and more in a, role of power here in District Shyla. There's a crude refinement that happens at our refinery. It's taken to another district for final refinement before it's taken onto the capital. There's also an individual in town called Hildo. He is the town auditor. So he keeps track of the people that are here, the population, the people that die, the people that come in, the things they bring with them. He keeps a very close count on what goes on in this district. And he is a large, not very well in shape Goliath. He definitely not what you're used to seeing in Goliaths. And he mainly stays in an area called the Scales, which is where things are weighed. That there's also a port in and out of town over there, where he has a hill giant that works for him, and actually, that's one of the things that is actually the Scales is his hill giant. Um, the museum is an older building. It used to be an old barracks, but now that there's not too much use for an army in this district, it's been a museum
Very
for
good.
as long as you guys can remember. It backs up to an old ruined temple that is so old and ruined nobody even remembers the god it was dedicated to. There's different huts and housing around town. There's an area called the Pond, which is adjacent to a cemetery and also some of the limited farm um, lands that you guys have here. Very limited farmlands. The pond above it, there's actually a portal to the plane of water, and it's been open. It doesn't constantly flow. You can see as water kind of splashes out of it frequently, almost like there's waves on the other side crashing up against this portal. Most of the water in the pond is salt water. There's a gentleman named Kent who's a plane ranger, and he oversees a lot of the excursions into the plane diving and who's going in and who's going out. And one of his main jobs is to oversee that portal of water. Every now and then you'll see him capture a water mephit or an elemental, and that's how the town gets a lot of their fresh water here to feed the crops and to sustain the people. There is a large canyon that runs along the south and the east parts of town. Um, Occupants and people here refer to it as the Gap. It used to be a large river, and now it's nothing but a canyon that kind of serves as almost a protective moat and a place of hard passage for anybody who's trying to leave town. There's a old magic monorail that also runs through the town that's probably about 80 feet up in the air. Not too many people have the ability to traverse it, but those that come from the capital by magical means activate the old magic that this thing once had to get in and out of town more easily. It stops at the end of town at a place called the Stage that used to be. All you guys know is it's an old relic from the Peak days that had a lot of magical purpose. But so pretty much bi-monthly, you guys will get visitors from the capital, whether it's clerics who want to proselytize or those coming to do experiments or people that are just giving updates on what's going on in the capital and what they need from you. And I think that's what I've got. Oh, and you guys know, like I said, that there's, a celebration of magic coming up in a few days, maybe a week, where everyone gets together and talks about the way things used to be. So, with that being said, who wants to start off and tell me where they might be in town and what you might be doing? Or we could just roll initiative.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
I'll just go first, and then everybody else.
Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any
So,
questions about the town before you say any of that stuff?
did we lock down where
Okay.
the orphanage is?
So,
That-
yeah, so with the orphanage stuff. So, the way you guys kind of refer to people is like you guys kind of call them tribes. There's like tribes of people that do plane diving, there's tribes of people that do refining, there's tribes of people that do farming. Like your tribe is pretty much what your skill is. And so as far as like orphans and stuff go, you guys would know that this district isn't big on charity. Like if you're somebody who needs charity, you're probably going to get left behind, and if you're somebody who's giving charity, you're a mark because you've got more than you need. So the way that this town kind of handles those that are in need is they kind of get taken into a tribe and they get taught how to be useful. So there are places that are more communal living, especially because it's not uncommon for if there's a kid that isn't being taken care of, that kid might end up in the refinery tomorrow or might end up being taken to the capital for who knows what. So people are very quick to kind of bring those that are needy into tribes, but they are very quickly taught a purpose. So as far as an orphanage, there's probably, it's not really called an orphanage, but you guys would kind of know it as such. And there's probably just a place where there's a lot of people um, living in like a communal area, like almost think of it like stables. There's like, open kind of doors, piles of hay, different people that sleep in there kind of come and go to jobs and make themselves of use.
Mhm. Okay, so I guess that's where you find Remy. He's kind of like leaving, and he would he would try and find some of the younger guys because Remy's kind of in his 30s. He tries to find one of the younger guys, and he kind of waves down somebody, and he's like, "Listen, I need to go. I have this thing I need to do. Just give this to Jason and give this to him too, and he'll know what to do with it. But um, I need to leave." And like Remy just like hands him like a little pouch of whatever gold he's been hoarding, and he gives him a letter. He's like, just make sure that he gets this, and I'll see you around. And with like a little smile, he goes, and I'll just start walking towards the museum and just see what I see on the way. But
Okay. Before you leave, the person that you gave the letter to would be like, how long are you going to be gone? Are you going to be back for the celebrations?
I actually have no idea. So when I know, you'll know. Okay. So I think I'll probably just run back here, or I'll send a letter or something. But I'll keep in touch.
Okay.
Promise.
The stables, that's kind of what we'll call the orphanage. It's
Okay.
kind of close to the refinery. So as you're like walking through town, go ahead and make a perception check, if you would.
Okie dokie. Mm, well, 15.
15. Okay. You notice that there's not like the normal thick kind of billowing smoke and the clattering of breaking rocks and things like that there normally is at the refinery. On top of a few, people that are kind of coming out of there, in and out of the refinery, you see that there's also a couple trolls that are kind of pulling in and out these larger rocks. Um, and you see kind of a group of foremen that are kind of talking, and not just like calmly talking. It looks like something's kind of worrying them a little bit as you pass by.
Can I try listening?
Sure. Do you want to do it sneakily? Do you just want to walk by? What are you trying
Yeah, of course. Bro,
to? Okay.
I'm a little guy. What do you mean?
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth and then another perception check for me.
Okay. I have a you have advantage in hiding, right? Because I'm a halfling. Okay, so that's an unnatural 20 for stealth, and then you said another perception.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I got unnatural 20 hiding and a 5
Okay.
perception.
Yeah, these three guys that are talking to each other, they don't seem to notice you at all. And you got a 5 on perception?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see that there's like something that's definitely concerning them, not like overly. They're definitely kind of frustrated. Um you only pick up a few bits and pieces of some of the different sentences that they're saying, but like the words that you kind of get the highlight on is um production stopped,
I'm sorry, y'all.
and
I'm being
then you
quiet
get a thing
because I'm
about
like all
earth
embarrassed and just
elemental,
listening.
and then something about took some of the crystals.
Okay.
Okay,
Got it. And then
cool,
once I hear that, I'll kind of just go about my business.
cool. And you start walking through town, headed to go to dinner. Any other volunteers? Dave, we'll do you then.
All right. You see me, and I'm just lounged out outside a tavern or an inn, more of a tavern, and sitting on a stool outside, more of a stool, a little bit taller than the stool, but eyes closed, just relaxing against the wall, and I hear some commotion inside the tavern, so I open one eye and like bend down and look back and see what's happening.
Okay. As you actually go into the tavern, you see that there's one of the like larger guys that works at the refinery. He's kind of having an argument with a couple people that looked like they came to collect a debt.
Hmm.
Um, and it it doesn't it doesn't kind of spill over into annoying the other occupants of the tavern. They kind of have some respect for the people that operate this place.
Okay.
But go ahead and make a perception check for me.
14.
14. So one of the things you definitely notice, like even though this guy works at the refinery, it's not uncommon for these guys to have bruised knuckles,
Hmm.
some cuts, some abrasions. You notice that like this guy has and you know how to recognize this. You've been using your hands enough. This guy definitely has some marks, like he's been brawling a little bit. Um, you also overhear the two guys that are coming to collect the debt. They were like, you should know better than to bet on yourself and then lose like that. And they're like, you're not going to get your winnings and you owe us double back. And one of the guys, you hear him, like one of the phrases you catch is he was like, yeah, and if you think you're going to get wet again, you should think twice. And they go, tomorrow, or that's it, and then they go to leave the tavern.
Okay. If they don't start, none won't be none, and I let them walk out, and
Okay.
I look at the guy that just stand not over like hover over him, but just say, "Bit of bad luck, huh?"
He looks at you a little embarrassed. Yeah, bad luck and just some bad decision making, I guess. I probably could have won. I don't know. It's the refinery kind of takes the will out of you sometimes. Don't really know what to do.
You fight. That's what you do.
Yeah.
At least that's what I do.
You don't got any
Uh,
extra gold on you, do you?
oh yeah, I have some right here, and I put my hand in my pocket and I pull it out and I give him the finger.
he he laughs. He goes, I'd buy you a beer if I had any extra coin, but maybe tomorrow. And you see kind of a telling look on his face when he says tomorrow, about that
Yeah.
he's not really thinking that there will be one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, keep fucking around. There's not gonna be tomorrow, there, Chief. But I won't hold my breath. And I like nod over to the bartender and like nod to him. Yeah, guess you can have one last one on me. And walk back
Ready.
outside and it's like, God damn. Lean back and close my eyes again.
You'd hear him say thanks for the beer. But
I
yeah,
didn't do shit.
so yeah, so you probably got 3 hours before you got to be back at the museum. Matthias also this morning, specifically told you, not to come early. He was like, you go out, you enjoy your day. I'll take care of things before you get back.
That's fine with me, Maddie.
Cool. All right. Let's do Carakas next.
Oh Lord.
So what are you doing? Where are you at?
Is there a magic shop in town?
Go ahead and make. Oh man, what type of check do I want you to make for this? So what you would know is magic is very sought after. Okay. Your guys' district is specifically like basically used to get magical things to send them to the capital so that they can keep on their way of life. If you guys have magic stuff here, it's like either turned over or it's kept under wraps. The
Black
museum
market kind of deal.
Sorry?
Black market kind of deal.
Yeah, black market kind of deal for sure. And then even just the way the world is, there's a lot of magic alternatives. So go ahead and make let me get to a character sheet here real quick. Well, give me a history check.
I can do that.
Now as far as
now they can't hear me.
how do I do that roll? First time doing this. So.
Yep. Again, the tabs at the very edge of the right hand of your character sheet will be your abilities and stuff like that. All you have to do is look down and look for history, click on history, and it will roll.
So on my actual character sheet,
on your actual character sheet, yeah. Just click the history.
I'll click.
Word. There it is.
Okay.
And then do me a favor too and give me an investigation check on top of that. Cool. So, with your history check, you've heard people.
I've heard of it.
Also,
but I can't find where the fuck it's at in this book.
Like
I swear to God.
Like the phrase that you kind of heard that I just mentioned to Dave at the bar about getting wet. And
must have been the wind.
Seen some people kind of come and go around where like the cemetery pond stuff is. You've thought about like trying to find some, magical components. You've picked up some things when you've gone on the plains, kept some stuff for yourself. But for the most part, you really haven't been able to find where this black market is at. You also, like I mentioned, through like the magic you have in your blood, you are familiar with what's his name? Boba. And he's the gentleman I told you about that kind of does some of the virtual reality illusion, getting away things for people. So those would be like the only kind of links you would have to what you're looking for. And then, like, since I guess there's not really a magical shop, did you want to do anything else on the way to the museum? Or were you just going to hit the museum?
I mean, since I'm already in the area of the pond and we've got some time to kill, I'll just sit by the pond until and enjoy the nature that's around me and just my time alone until I've got to be to the museum.
Okay. Go ahead and give me 2 more perception checks while you're sitting there and waiting, kind of killing time.
1.
Okay. 2. Okay, so you see, like I said, you see the waves kind of crash up against this portal as like water kind of, spills out into the pond, which is a pretty large lake, but people call it the pond. With the 12, as you're kind of sitting there, you're kind of zoning out with like, the smell of the salt water and some of the motion of the ocean. You do notice that there's like a few bubbles that you see that kind of come up from beneath the surface of the water. But yeah, that's kind of all you notice. It just makes you kind of think like, oh man, there's either something living in there or something down there. But yeah. So then I guess you'll make your way to the museum. So that leaves Hoppum. Hoppum, what are you up to? So do you want to tell me now what you think your occupation stuff in the city would be?
Yes, I mean this is perfect.
Okay.
Well, due to my nature of loving nature, no, you basically because I imagine that there's Katie in the background. Great. I told you are gonna hear that. Especially as you play in Battlefield 1. Thanks for breaking our mercy, Katie. God. No. So this is a city and everything like that. So there's obviously some woods and different like forms, other than just town. And with my ability for loving nature and having my survival skills, learned what I as a child and gained and everything, and my ability with a little bit of medicine, I'm able to go out and forage in nature and find different things that can help with medicinal needs and maybe other needs. So I say,
Okay. No,
uh,
yeah. And there's definitely a need for that because people get injured at the refinery all the time. People get injured coming back from the plains all the time, and like quite honestly, no one's going to waste magic on you guys to heal you. So there's a lot of other alternatives. So going out finding things like herbs, homeopathic and holistic ways to
mhm.
cure people's ailments. That's definitely a thing. So cool. So I guess with starting off, where do you think you'd be before you head to the museum for dinner?
Oh, well, that's what the whole point is right now. I'm actually in the woods, close to town, looking through, finding different things. Just walking around with my nice big knobbly wooded quarterstaff that has a nice little notch in it that is missing a piece. However, you can notice that said piece is in my mouth right now, so I'm enjoying a nice big long wood pipe that fits nice and snug in my little quarterstaff as I'm just rummaging around trying to find different herbs, and join some herb. And I'm just picking up, trying to fill my pouch full of different herbs and different, well, not just herbs, but different botanicals around, and so on and so forth. Basically, using nature's bounty.
Okay. Well, do me a favor, give me a survival check, and we'll see if you find anything of use. And
And
then also give me a perception, please.
okay, so just click on the survival under skills, right?
Yeah, that should give you the roll.
That,
Sweet.
and then you
Okay.
said perception.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't want to. I'm just gonna give this, Dustin. If you're looking at your character sheet, it's in alphabetical order,
Okay,
so that way you know.
thank you. Was not paying any attention to that. Immediately noticed it now.
So 2 really good rolls. So with the survival check, yeah, you're kind of just zoning out and you're finding some good stuff today. So you found an herb called newt's tail, and it will neutralize. You can chew on it, stick it in your lip, things like that. You found enough for 2 doses that will neutralize poison. And then with your perception check, as you're walking along, you actually notice in the woods that there's kind of this. Um, you haven't seen it before. You've walked this way, a few different times, but there's kind of this unnatural, like outcropping of stone in this area that you hadn't noticed before. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Okay, with that, you don't really know too much about what's going on, but you know that the way the world is, sometimes different portals from different planes open up, and that there might be, you know, part of the plane that's kind of seeping through into the woods right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's what you get before dinner. Did you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, then, with that, all of you guys will start heading towards the museum. It's getting to where the sun's starting to go down. Um, Funny enough, you guys all seem to arrive outside the museum doors at exactly the same time. Any other questions about kind of what's any other questions about what's going on in the city or any other environmental stuff before we go into here?
I don't believe so.
Cool. Okay, so then with that, feel free to open the doors Then come inside.
There you go. I'll do it.
I opened them. I'm not doing it. I saw that shit. Nope.
There's no gibbering mouther anymore.
Uh-huh.
Remy, I'm gonna move you inside if that's cool.
Yeah, for all intents purposes, I think Dave is the tallest and the biggest. So like
Oh.
Remy's just gonna be like around him, like behind him. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever you guys could do you want to give us give character descriptions now?
Yeah, that's
Wait.
exactly what I was going to do.
Oh,
You guys,
yeah.
let's go in the same order that you guys started with. So go ahead and start with Chris's character.
yeah, so Remy is a halfling around, I guess, like 4 feet tall, 4.5 feet tall. He doesn't he has like the cloak, but he kind of keeps the hood down until like he needs to use it. He's darker skinned. He when everybody kind of like walked up into the museum, excuse me, he was kind of like leaning up against a wall, just like smoking his like his like little rolled up tobacco cigarette, and you don't really see any weapons on him. He at least at first glance, and yeah, he has like yellowish eyes, regular hair, so but yeah, that's for him.
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh shit.
Can't miss him. Stands about 7'2". He has like dark gray fur.
You okay?
Think Cane Corso or Italian Mastiff, right? That kind of like shiny, silvery, bluish gray fur. Black mohawk that
Wanna
is
pet
tied
him.
into a braid
Look at
that
that
goes down
puppy.
the middle of his back. His bottom tusks, as they protrude, are cracked. He may have caught some hands in his past before. He's average build. He's not like he's ripped or anything like that. He's just pretty average. He's a bugbear. So very long arms that almost like as tall as he is, like hands are kind of like like closer to his knees, not in between his thighs and his knees, but like closer to his knees. Quiet, really doesn't say much unless spoken to, unless he has an epiphany. Scars, scars on his lip, over his eye, knuckles. If you look at his hands,
I
they're
wish I
sunken.
could just pan that little window.
But
Keep it
yeah,
there.
he's just a big boy. That's about it.
That way I can just,
Wearing
like, put it, like, right
normal, I guess, walking
in and
around
out.
clothes, but
Doesn't have to go.
if you look
But-
underneath his
I mean, it's all the
his
way
shirt
over
a little
there.
bit, you see
You know.
a set of studded leather mail. But other than that, there's a very large cudgel at his hip, but you don't see any other weapons other than that.
Has anybody ever told you you look almost as handsome as Hannibal King?
No, they haven't. But if he's a king, he must be pretty attractive.
I'm sorry, I had to put that one in there.
That's all right. No. Yeah, if he's a king, he must be pretty attractive. So thank you.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
that is him.
Yeah, Marodney, you're next.
I am next. My character, Carakas. I am a tiefling. I am about 6 foot tall. I have black and gray hair. I have noticeable dragon scale markings around my horns from my draconic bloodline. I am sorcerer. So I've dealt with a lot with all the magic and stuff in the realm. I'm just trying my best to live my life and not have to deal with anything and avoid as much mischief as possible.
Cool. Hoppum.
That would be me. Yay. Sorry. Let me put my pipe back up. All right, what you were talking to me? No, I'm about 6'3", just a half elf, with a constant grin on my face, like my little picture right here. You can see. You can just picture that always plastered on my face. Wearing a nice, just tattered robe. Just it looked like it's been worn, so it's like nothing special. I've got long, kind of like really dark brown, almost black looking hair, and I actually got a full beard going on. Big, broad shouldered kind of dude. Kind of really don't notice too much of the elf in me, except for like the crisp jawline that you can see, and the pointy ears. You mostly see like this kind of like almost like construction guy worker looking dude, like dad bod. Don't really say too much unless provoked, or if I find something funny and I kind of want to open my mouth and chime in about it. Kind of like what Carakas, already said uh, to the bugbear. Even though after looking at him, I like being out in nature. I've been thinking about wanting to pet you. I like your fur. It's nice and soft. You definitely take care of it. It's shiny. You use good shampoo.
I hope you talk. You're not talking to me, are you?
No. No. The other puppy in the room.
He's Maybelline.
As you guys walk in, you see initially, it's just kind of an empty dining hall. A lot of times there's like small display cases and things out in this area. Things like books. Not too many people take the time to just read anymore. But Matthias tries to provide things to let people know, where things came from, and to give people hope and give people a little bit of inspiration about, an imagination. That's what magic used to give to
I'm
people.
gonna have to keep muted so they don't have to hear you.
Possible, and the lack of that is
Because
he thinks driven out people's hope. And so initially it's just kind of open.
No.
As you see from the back, Matthias walks out of
I gotta keep up with the people.
kind of like a kitchen area back there, and he also walks out with a young-ish dragonborn. You guys all recognize her. Her name's Brooke. She grew up here. But one of the things you guys recognize about her is everybody kind of remembers when she was made an example of, because she didn't want to work at the refinery. And initially she was publicly lashed pretty brutally. And then as soon as she was able to, she was a very pretty dragonborn. When she was younger, she had almost this like opalescent blue scales that everybody took notice of. And then as part of her punishment for not working in the refinery, they sent her to go do plane diving, where she was not acclimated to the environment, in a plane of fire. And her opalescent blue scales now have kind of like a charred black to them. And so they both greet you. Matthias says all of your names, and he goes, I'm so glad you all could make it. I sent out a few other invitations that I didn't hear back from, and Brooke showed up a little bit early. She's been helping me cook. But yes, thank you all very much for coming. It's so nice to see your faces. And he goes up and gives like a little punch to Brezzik's arm. He's like, and always good to see you again, Brezzik. Like, I don't see you every morning for the last 8 years.
Yeah, well, you offered food. Where is it?
Well, Brooke and I have been cooking, and then she kind of looks back at him and she goes, "Yeah, he's making some of my favorite food." And he kind of has like a knowing smile on his face, and he says, "It's the least I could do." And he goes, "Well, I do have a couple announcements to make tonight. As you guys know, that the magical celebrations are, a week or two away. You know how time is here. We never really know. And he kind of also has like a little chuckle and smile to himself, like he's keeping a secret. And he goes, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to, maybe do one last tour through the museum. Is one of the announcements I have is I think I will be taking down some of the displays, kind of maybe moving on to something else. So I wanted to kind of share the, final moments with you guys. If you wouldn't mind, maybe we can walk through, check some stuff out.
Whenever he said about closing down shop, like my eyes like go directly to him and like, what the fuck is this?
Well,
Yeah, you leaving us? And like this is the first time like Remy pops out from behind Brezzik.
Jesus Christ, Bowen. What do you get up here? What are you doing back? Come here.
Yeah, I kind of climb up like Pikachu, like
No,
up on his
no.
shoulder.
And I grab
You
him.
can't stop me. No,
I grab him by the hood and like lift him up and just set him down.
what do you mean? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna get up there. So like, why are you leaving? What's up?
you see as he kind of gets a little bit emotional, gives you guys, like a smile, and it's like, oh, Brezzik, Remy, I would have told you all sooner, had a more personal conversation with you, but I knew this was going to be hard. And I know with, what you guys have had to go through in your lives that I don't want you to ever think I'm abandoning you. No matter what happens, I'll still be with you guys, and we have all the memories we've made here. And, just, I mean, let's enjoy tonight. I've got some things that, I wanted you to make things special. And, maybe you guys will feel a little bit differently, but don't be scared.
Are you dying?
Huh? I'm sorry. Are you talking to
God,
me?
this PC is making my room hot.
What?
As hell.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not dying. I just, I think
Is it a
I just
woman?
have a purpose. That
It's a woman.
No, definitely not. I've learned my lesson with that. Definitely not a woman. Definitely not a man either. As he looks at Brezzik before he says anything.
One throws stones in a glass house. I see.
Yes, or in a precious museum. That being said, indulge an old man and a dear friend, and let me give you guys the personal tour through the museum one last time. So, if we get to any of the topics that end up being your guys's like favorite or second, just let me know. Be like, oh yeah, this one was important to my character, and I'll have you guys make some rolls. So,
is there any food? Is there any food laid out yet?
You see is actually
Right.
like same thing, like Brooke's actually like eating some food, and she has like a little bit of hors d'oeuvres. There's nothing that's like laid out, but like she has a little plate of food if you wanted to like snag something off of it.
How come she gets to eat and we don't get to eat?
Yeah, like for real.
I helped
I'm
cook.
like getting munchies over here hard.
It's not our fault you came here early. We were told to be here on time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was invited to come early, and then like and you guys know that Matthias told all of you guys don't show up before then, and he kind of like giggles a little bit and kind of like looks at Brooke and like he wanted to spend some time with her.
Not a woman, huh?
I heard you.
Oh, she
there were books.
Remy. She's like a daughter to me. Is like you are sons. Friends. Well, fine. I'll get some snacks for you guys if it'll get you guys on the. So he walks back and gets a platter of stuff. But he kind of like he doesn't go and hand it to you. He's like coercing you guys down one of the halls. He's like, "Here's the food." So,
I heard you also say there were some books here.
Yeah, there's some books like that's kind of one of the things that's scattered on the tables. There's some different things that have been like loaded into boxes, but some
Oops.
older books that people
Put up
haven't
the
paid
wrong
attention
thing.
to.
Don't know how.
Could I possibly do a check on types of books, like
No, that's
a
all right.
history?
Sure, go ahead and
Purple?
make a history check, and like as he knows, so go ahead and you like start perusing, and you see like there's like you're like looking at some of the books. You see that there's like a few like draconic letters on one book that kind of catches your eye, and there's like another book that kind of looks like it might have been like an old spell book, the spine, and like as you're kind of looking at those, Matthias goes and like grabs you by the shoulder, and he goes, "Come on, we need to start walking or we'll never get through this thing."
But the book.
Oh,
book.
it'll be there later. It'll be
No,
there
the
later.
book.
The food.
Yeah.
Food.
So
I want to make a stealth check to climb up to Brezzik.
Okay. Go ahead and make a
While
stealth
he's
check.
distracted by food.
Yeah.
I wanna climb him.
Go ahead and make a stealth, and then make a I was gonna say make an animal handling, but that's not nice. Make an acrobatics check too. Make a stealth and an acrobatics check.
Okay.
I like how we go with animal handling after a hast wedding.
Okay, I got a 16 stealth.
Nice.
I got a 12 acrobatics.
What's your passive perception, Brezzik?
10.
10? Okay, yeah, you don't notice like this little gnat is like climbing up your back.
I feel something sitting on my shoulder, and I just like brush it off and smack him off. He drops 7 feet to the floor.
He drops 7 feet. He takes fall damage off your shoulder. Yeah.
One day.
Maddie, we have, some bugs in here crawling all over me.
Oh. Well,
The name is
maybe.
Remy, and you know that.
Oh
What's up?
man, I know what one of my
someone put a
missions
bell on
now
it.
is in this.
Someone put a bell on this one.
So
The
to the
name's
left.
Remy, and you know that.
Bet. I told you fuckery was going to be abound. As we walk
Oh,
away,
I am
would like
so
to
gonna
cast
get
a
him on
to
his
grab the
shoulders
2 books
or on his head.
as we
Something.
walk
We're
away
gonna do
and bring it
something
back
like
to
that. It's gonna happen.
Okay, go ahead
It's coming
and
down.
cast Mage Hand. Do you want to do it just out in the open? Like everybody's gonna notice it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter. I'm
it's
just
not gonna
casting.
matter.
I'm
No.
just casting the Mage Hand to grab it as I'm walking.
Okay. The one thing you guys will take account of, though, is you guys feel comfortable in the museum. And it's one of the reasons you thought to kind of do this. You feel comfortable around Matthias. You would know that if you cast Mage Hand out in the open, the way you just did around people that aren't friends, that it might draw a little bit of attention, unwanted or otherwise. So just so you're aware.
Okay.
So yeah, you grab the books, and actually like doing that kind of, like everybody's having a good time. They're amongst friends. It definitely, the mood is a jovial one. So
Oh, I'm joking.
anything else you guys want to do as Matthias is just laughing and really enjoying how much you guys are enjoying each other?
Oh,
So,
get through this shit so I can eat. Shut up. Let's get through this so we
Exactly.
can eat.
Wait,
Food.
so is it like a money thing? Is it like a retirement kind of like right off into the sunset thing?
So many questions.
Yeah, I
Only question
I
is
like
food.
I like the idea of that. Let's call it that, Remy. If you need it.
I hate it.
So to the left is the P's. It's the peak, the preservation, the pause, and the other one. And then to the right, it's the divination, the bloodlines, and the, learned schools of magic. So he takes you guys to the left first. So the first display that you guys come across, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All of us?
Everybody?
Yeah, all you guys. Is any of your guys' favorite a.k.a.s?
Mine.
Oh, that was your favorite? Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead and make your perception check with advantage.
Dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
How do I do with advantage on
Just-
here?
Just go ahead and roll twice
hold-
and take the
no,
higher. Or is there a thing you can do?
Yeah,
I
hold
honest-
shift.
Okay.
Shift.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Okay, it pops up advantage. Okay.
And a dirty 20.
Advantage.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah, so everybody would notice as soon as you turned the corner. And you would especially notice this, Brezzik, as you've been, and actually, Remy too. There's been times that Matthias needed some help on busier days at the museum or wanted to make things extra special for some of the kids, and he knew that you'd be, inclined to help out. There's, been some stuff where some of the displays have like interactive type things where like fire would shoot out or a floorboard would move. There's some places in the walls that, Brezzik has pulled some levers or manipulated a mannequin to make things seem like there's magic in the museum, right? To give people a sense of awe. There's been different items that Matthias has painstakingly gathered throughout his years. Some that he's slipped outside the city walls in order to go and take, some that he's paid large amounts of gold or other resources for. You notice that the displays have kind of already been started to take down, that the normal guardrails and things like that aren't there anymore. Some of the interactive features have already been taken down. But so as you get to the first thing, he goes, "Ah, yes, the preservation. Good old a.k.a.s. He was a preservationist. He was on the side of trying to get magic into the gems and into the geology and into the rocks. Something that he thought would help preserve it for those who needed it in the future and, kind of grow out the timeline that we had after some of these cataclysms, after the magic left our realms. He was one of the first ones who started using the gems that instilled the magics to make other types of items. He used to make strong magical inventions. Some of them that became, things of myth, things that also inspired hope for others to create more and more. He's a good man. So who was his favorite? Was that Marodney?
Yes, that was mine.
Okay. So with your so I'm going to DM some stuff to you about some things that you definitely noticed that are missing.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
And then you can feel free to keep this stuff to yourself, mention it later. Whatever you feel.
Okay. Whenever that comes through on my end, I will add it into my notes into here.
Cool. There you go. Those are the three things that you definitely notice that are missing. And then he just goes, "Any questions about a.k.a.s or the preservation period? Go on, don't hold back."
Actually, can you give me, like, honestly, can you give me like 1 second so that I can make sure I got
Oh,
the
yeah.
correct-
I just eyeball
notes.
everyone before they, like, if they start opening their mouths, I'm like, shake my head. Mm-mm.
How are you not already eating? Like, you have food. Eat it.
I have.
Yeah,
What
he
does
was
that
quite
make?
stingy with it too.
I have eaten it.
I don't know.
He like throws you another
everything over.
he like throws you another like log of like dried meat that he has. "Oh, here, Brezzik."
Just fucking Ren Fair turkey leg.
Yeah.
Now maybe you might want to eat slower. Savor the food. That might be a good
Crunch,
idea.
right? Crunch right through flesh, bone, and all. No. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm done.
So as you kind of move down, he goes, and the next cataclysm that befell our realms, the pause. And you see as there's a display, a mannequin that is about, like Remy size. This gnome druid, the best recollection he could do. But he goes, ah yes, Whim. She was a strong spirit. When the council came up with the idea to stop time in order to preserve the magic, she spoke up almost immediately. She brought about the possible dangers and the side effects that this could have on nature, as that was, or her whole soul being was to take care and provide for nature. Many others, actually, not thinking of that, started to side with her, saying that these are steps that we probably shouldn't take. Eventually, when the council decided to go along with the pause, she fought back violently. There were many chronomancers, dozens of which fell to her powers, and she fought in what they called the Stop War. Eventually, nobody knew what befell of her and her other druid companions. They found, different signs throughout the hillside. I know that there was rumor that she was on her way to wage a final war against the main chronomancer who was going to try to stop time. But yes, very powerful personality despite her little stature, as he kind of looks at Remy.
Yeah,
Was that
finally some representation.
anybody's favorite or second favorite?
That was favorite.
That was your favorite. Okay. So I will DM you some stuff real quick.
Wouldn't think something like that would be a pain in someone's ass.
Go ahead and make a perception check with me for advantage, please. And actually, everybody else go ahead and make a perception check. Just a regular one.
How'd you say to do the bandage?
Shift.
Yeah.
Push shift, hold shift, click that. It'll pop
Correct.
up the advantage, normal, disadvantage, and you'll click advantage. Yep. That works. And normal perception?
Yeah. So Brezzik got a 5. What'd you get, Kris?
A 10.
A 10. Okay. So nobody but Hoppum notices that there was definitely some interactive features here where Matthias had things in the past where there was like spike growth and things like that pop up in certain areas of the floor to kind of scare people and give a sense of awe. Those like guardrails and stuff aren't there anymore, so that some of the areas in this feature are kind of dangerous. So that's what you get with the perception check, as well as noticing that those items that I sent you are missing from the display. So as we start to move down, yes, old Two Tails himself, Jorge Catstanza.
What a name.
Yes, what a name.
A great name.
He was a character.
Can't
He
stand
was
you.
he was part of the whole Plains cataclysm. He was known very much as a charlatan. He was a tabaxi, and some people would say the color of his tail would change depending on his personality, hence the name Two Tails. He also had quite a proclivity to tell a white lie. He carried out quite a ruse when he was trying to do an import-export business between the plains and the material realm, and he actually made aliases on both sides. He was sending things to himself, buying things from himself. I think it got so convoluted he even got confused.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but he was a master of distraction and espionage and finding a little fact in every fiction. He had a couple magical items and a few things that he used to bring from the Fey realm. But yes, quite a character, the old Jorge. Was that anybody's favorite or second favorite?
I'll say that's my second.
That's your second favorite. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and make just a straight perception check for me.
Straight perception. Come on.
George
baby.
Costanza.
Nah, I got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay, you don't notice everything that's missing, but go ahead and roll a d6 for me and then half it.
Oh, D6. Oh. 3.
Okay, so here's
You got
another
a 3.
question.
Okay.
Can I interject with
Yes.
another mechanical question with this?
Yeah.
On that stance, just rolling a die on itself, how do we go about doing that in here?
You could type it in, or you could hit the dice roller.
The dice roller. So I think it's right next to no. If you want to just roll one, you type in the dialogue box /R space and the dice that you want to roll. So if you want to roll 1d20, right? So in the dialogue box, it's /R space and the die you want to roll.
So, for example, he just rolled a 6, so it would be /R space 6.
No, it would be
1d6.
1d6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making sure I got this all correct. So
please ask questions, man. That's what I'm here.
dude,
that's literally what I'm here for. Jake didn't want me to play, and the only way I was able to is like, okay, you can play, but you got to be the forge guy.
Okay, you gotta play.
Exactly what happened.
I'm gonna raise my hand.
Oh yes. Oh wait. Oh yes, Remy. I think is that your hand? Right.
Yeah, and I kind of move further from Kris. I'm like, yeah, it's me. Where's the candles? Candles missing.
That is true, Remy. There's a few things that I meaningful things that I decided to take out of the displays this last week. But some of which I have already found homes for, but some of them I wanted to give to you all as gifts, something to kind of remember our time by.
Did the candles find home?
Yes, but and I know you've always liked this display particularly, but I also I've never believed in playing favorites. You can ask Brezzik that if anything.
We all know Brezzik's your favorite. It's fine. I get it. It's whatever. I'm not mad about it or anything. It's fine. Whatever.
No, can't say.
Brooke is my favorite.
I agree with you there, Remy.
Hey, there you go. So you got favorites.
But no, I want you all to have a fair opportunity to take the things that are the most meaningful to you. And that is something I've actually asked Saria. And he kind of go ahead and make an insight check, you guys, when he mentions Saria's name. Yeah.
Oh my God, why am I roll so bad? But I need the.
I'm really, really hungry.
Yeah.
I'm still upset that I'm not his favorite. Fine.
5. Okay, so Hoppum, you're the only one who notices when he mentions Saria and that he invited Saria that it's not like regret and it's not like worry, but there's something that he's kind of not happy about inviting Saria. And that's something you kind of pick up when he drops her name. But he goes, I've invited Saria in case you have any questions, about any of the items and to make sure that things, go as I want. But yeah, it's a great question, Remy.
I mean, those, yeah. Okay.
So with your guys' perception checks that you guys rolled for this area, I think Hoppum was the only one that got a perception check. So this area with the plains, and Brezzik would have known this because he's been asked to do it before, but he's not paying attention. There's a part over here with
He's
the
hungry.
plains. Yeah, there's a part over here with this plains display where there's actually like kind of a little passage in the walls and underneath the floorboards where people can kind of like go under and pop out in another area and things like that to make this area more interactive. But yeah, so that's something you notice about that area. So let's see, who else do I have? Oh yes, the peak. This is one of my favorite areas. The peak of magic in our society, in our world, when things were at its highest, when we had magic to do everything we needed and all the possibility at the touch of our fingertips. What an amazing time to have been alive. So he gets to this part at the end, and he goes, "This
Katie
is
came around the corner.
He was a
We have
powerful
pizza.
wizard.
I
He
forgot
served
we
in
had
both the
squeeze
wizarding
box
college
pizza.
and at the arcane board, but often forgot he
So
had students for
excited.
meetings due
I
to
don't
his
want
own
none
magical
right
pursuits.
now. Thank
He
you.
quickly
though.
was
Oh my God.
fired from the
I
college
appreciate
and
it,
asked not to
Katie.
return
But
to the
no, baby,
board
I'm
because he
good.
rarely showed
I
up.
was just excited
But
that I remember we had
there
it.
was rarely a time that his nose wasn't in a book, his hand wasn't on a beverage, or his lips weren't wrapped around his long pipe.
Cock. Oh.
Yes. He
You softballed that one, Jake.
yes, yeah, no.
You're better than that.
But
Wait,
yes, he
quick
created
question.
very many magical inventions. Was this anybody's favorite or second favorite?
Who is it?
Zahar's?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I can tell you who exactly that was, but I do have one quick question.
Yes.
You haven't done Ruth, have you?
No, I haven't done Ruth yet.
Okay. I had to ask. I've been kind of slightly distracted.
Oh no, you're fine. Ruth is on the other side.
Okay. I'm fine.
So was Zahar's your second favorite?
No.
Oh
Dustin's.
no. Okay. It was what?
Dustin's.
Oh, Dustin's second favorite. Okay. So, go ahead. Everyone roll a perception check for me, and Dustin, you roll with advantage.
Shift and click.
Got a 5.
Got a 5. Okay.
Oh wait,
Dustin, have you rolled yet?
I'm sorry. Katie was saying something to me. I apologize.
Oh no, you're go ahead. So this was your second favorite?
Which one?
This is Zahar's?
Oh yeah. That was my second one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and just roll a perception check on this one to see if you notice if anything's missing. You do not. When he mentions that he was rarely without his nose in a book or his hand on a glass or smoking his pipe, you go like, "Oh, my pipe," and you go to just smoke something, get totally distracted. So, with and you said you got a 5, Kris?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you don't notice anything either. Brezzik and Carakas, you guys both know that there's a part on this feature where different kind of elements like fire and smoke and things like that like pop out of the walls. And yeah, you remember that as like an interactive feature. But once again, the guardrails have been taken down. Some of the things that used to alert people to those effects are no longer there. And then Brezzik, I'm going to roll 2 d4s for me, please. Separately though. Sorry, don't like roll them together.
Oh, well, if you do roll them together, you can click the arrow where the total
separate it?
is
Cool.
and see what. So I got a 3 and a 2.
A 3 and a 2. Cool. So I am going to tell you what you notice is missing.
I'm waiting patiently.
I'm smoking patiently.
Okay.
The best way.
I'm getting into character. There you go. You mentioned pipe, so make sure you get into character.
So yeah.
By the way,
notice-
there's still going to be food.
Yes. Yes. There's still going to be food. All right. I'll speed this up. I'll speed it up.
One track mind, these guys.
And then he goes,
Easy.
Oh,
We're
and
going through history here.
What are you talking about? One track mind. I'm doing two things here. I'm thinking about.
"No, you're
food
gonna miss
I'm-
me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, Hoppum."
Oh. You're gonna miss
and
me
then-
when I'm gone.
Maybe not. And then over in the other corner, he points to the last display in this wing of the museum, and it's still part of the peak. And he goes, "Yes, this isn't something that happened during the peak, but it kind of happened because of the peak. Magic grew so much in its resources, and there was a pursuit to make civilization better, or even the farthest outreaches of our realms. And I know that some people took on the goblinoids as kind of their pet project and tried to civilize them and tried to use them for purposes for their own well-being. But later on, when magic began to leave the realms, they decided to use these little indoctrinated goblin groups to try to come up with magic alternatives. And Sawyer here is the goblin. They gave them many human names to try to make them seem normal. They got rid of a lot of goblin talk and, the Izik type names and Arrakos type name. Then, so this is Sawyer. He was, a smart little goblin, and he had been forcibly civilized in order to serve society. After the arcane drain, there was such demand for solutions that they even enlisted goblins like himself. The little shits did have some magic alternatives and were pretty sneaky. But yes, one of my favorite displays. Was this anybody's favorite or second favorite? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Cool. So then
Goblin
we will move on to the other side of the museum. And so the first one, he goes, yes, those that were granted the divine gift of magic, those that used to have to pray and practice every day back when people appreciated their disciplines, as he looks at Hoppum. This is Ruth Vreeland. She was a life cleric of really one of the most famous clerics. She did many great works for many people. She was one of the kindest and most selfless clerics there was ever to be found. Mostly a pacifist, she dedicated her life to bringing people the loving embrace of her god, back when the gods were part of our world, young men and women. She healed thousands, traveled to places that few would go to, established churches and shrines all across the realm, some that can even be found today. Before she retired, yes, she healed thousands. When the gods began to leave, she was, at a ripe old age. But many sought her out and went, if anyone can still reach out to the gods, it would be Ruth, one of their favorites. She went to the masses. Many, you have to understand that we're very afraid at this time, on the edge of what the future held for us. They brought Ruth in front of the masses, and she called upon to perform miracles, and she called upon her God. But our God had left. She was unable to perform some of the great feats that she used to be able to perform. And as the crowd grew unsettled, they decided to take things out on her. They thought that maybe offering her as a sacrifice, maybe taking parts of her gear or armor, these relics that might still have some power in them. She was murdered there in front of many people, someone who dedicated her life to saving them before. Tragic story, really. Was this anybody's favorite or second favorite?
Second favorite.
Second favorite. Okay, everybody go ahead and roll a perception check. And go ahead and Carakas, you can roll with advantage. go ahead and roll with advantage. Roll again.
Still not better.
No, still not too good. But with that roll, go ahead and roll a d6 and give me, like, cut it in half.
/R space 1d6, right?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Chris?
A 3,
I
I guess.
4.
A 4? Okay. So with a 3, I'll tell you what you notice is missing. But for the most part, none of you guys really notice what else is going on.
Man, you guys were brutal in the past, huh?
Oh, some of them really were. I mean, but today, she'd probably get sacrificed for performing her first miracle, the way some people react to magic these days.
Could it be possible for me to roll a history check to also know what my knowledge is?
Sure.
Compared to what you say?
Sure.
See if it varies.
Yeah. Cool. So with some of the stuff you've looked at, some of the reading you've done, on like the old gods, that she was a devout follower of the Dawn Lord. He was, definitely somebody that was associated with light and healing. And you probably have an idea, that that's what she was the most dedicated to. In some of your travels, you've actually like seen on some debris and some areas where it's like, you guys might stop at, a little hut, like on your guys' way out to the plains, and you've seen some of the same symbols at one of the huts on your travels. So yeah. So the next one, who have I not gotten to? Oh yes, bloodlines. Another one of my favorites.
Ooh!
As you guys walk in, he goes, yes, this is blah. Or as other people call him, Nameless Norman, as many people got tired of making the guttural sounds of this orcish sorcerer's given name.
Go blah.
Yes, blah. He had an idea to draw on magic from the deceased and bloodlines of the past. He had more friends that were dead than alive, I'd assume. But he did also develop an acute fear for death because of it. He saw what had befallen many people. Go ahead and I think this was Dave's? One of Dave's favorites? Yeah, and then go ahead and... and then did I do RQ?
No, you did not.
I didn't. Okay, yeah, that should have been on the other side. But so I'll do that here too. But yeah, go ahead and roll your perception checks for this display.
Wow.
And
If
you go ahead and roll.
well,
no,
I
and-
rolled 2 and 3. Yeah,
and-
I rolled 2 3s, or a 1 and a
You
3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got 21.
Okay. Oh, with a nat 20. Carakas, you've this was right next to Ruth, and I always remembered these other things were in this area. Yeah, so I will go ahead and Dave, go ahead and roll a D6
That kind of got
and
rough.
tell me and cut it in half.
Yeah.
And then same thing for you, Marodney. You'll remember something that's missing too, even though this isn't your favorite. And then what did you get, Chris?
23.
So I need to roll a...
Oh, you got a 23? Okay, same thing. You roll a D6 and cut it in half.
Round up or down?
What did you roll? 1?
I rolled a, no,
Bro, what do
I
you
rolled a
mean?
3.
What?
Oh, okay.
Half a 3. I got a 1.5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, brother, what
yeah.
are you talking about?
I'll give you a 2. Okay.
I got a 3.
Okay. What did you get, Marodney?
Yeah, it's in the chat. I rolled a 2 in total. So
Oh,
cut
nice.
that in
You
half.
guys all got a different thing.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, so you saw that this is missing.
I like how all this is going on, and I'm just over here with my staff.
I know.
in between my arms, with my arms slumped over it. I got that, and I've got my pipe just hanging in my mouth, just like, I just really want some food and just chill. Like, why are we looking at all this shit?
What's more chill than a walk through history?
Yeah, that's what it's a book for.
And you're supposed to be the most wisdomist of the group too. You should be seeing all this shit.
Yeah, I like reading books.
And I
am chilling.
I am not.
Okay, I will do RQ real quick since that should be on the other side. Oh, wait, what's up?
Well, I would say to Matt is like, Maddie, if you're giving shit away, I noticed that amulet's missing.
Yes, that is a very dear piece of magic history there. That's true. Maybe if you see it out there, you'll remember what it did, and then you can have it for yourself.
What about the perch?
Well, it was.
Oh yes, the perch too. The perch served many purposes.
I don't like these answers you're giving us.
Well, maybe maybe I can give you more when Suri arrives. Let me finish getting through the displays, and then give some old man a little grace. My memory's not what it used to be. Half of these things have been rehearsed and said 100 times.
Does want grace? I think he wants more bro.
Exactly the reason why I
That's
don't
what
want to
I'm
be
saying.
here.
Fine.
Hoppum, what's your AC?
Huh? AC.
What's your armor class?
Oh god. Where the fuck is?
Directly below your character portrait. It's like a shield.
Directly below character.
Yeah, so you see your on your either your forge character sheet, you have your mug, and then it's like in the same box. It's a shield and there's a number. It should be like 14, 13, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna answer that for him because it is the exact same for me. I have configure armor on mine.
Configure. Oh, did you put
It's a gear? It's a
Did
gear.
you equip your armor?
I click on it and the armor class is there.
Okay.
So.
Oh. Okay, 15.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So, like, this is like the third time in Brooke's been rather quiet. She's kind of been trying to stay attentive. Like when you're like, I just want to eat. She kind of gives you a little shoulder and shoves you up against the wall. And yeah, you take the full force of it. She didn't do it enough to hurt you, but just enough to be like, I'm enjoying this.
Damn.
That girl. I taught her that.
You taught her that? That's crazy.
So the next one is RQ. He was a human fighter. Might ask yourself, what type of name is RQ? But he was born during a time when names were deemed too constraining on an individual's future freedoms. Each parent just picked a single letter and they gave it to their child in hopes that they'd add more letters, creating their own name as they lived. It was a strange time.
I wasn't even talking.
Also being the peak of magic. People use magic for all sorts of devices, and RQ was chosen as one of the most
everybody's talking.
popular athletes in the Magical Enhancement Sports Entertainment League. Go ahead and make a perception check, and Brezzik, you get advantage.
Jesus Christ. There we go. 12.
I'm still.
What the fuck did I do, dude?
I got a 4.
You got a 4. Okay, Brezzik, roll a d6 and give me a half again.
1.
A 1. Okay.
Or 0.5 if you want to.
Okay. You notice that these are missing.
What about my 14?
Let's see. Let's see if you get anything. This is one of his favorites, so it lowers the DC from.
Probably.
Oh no, the DC was 15. You didn't get anything.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I said that. I was like, yeah, nothing.
And then I also have red. So red.
He sees that I'm visibly disappointed whenever I notice what's missing.
Oh no. Well. Yeah.
And I'm just like flexing my hands, like.
Yes, Brezzik. I know this was one of your favorites. But, I remember when you were young, you used to just jump from the top rope up here reenacting some of RQ's famous matches. I remember I used to sit and narrate as you'd beat up pillows before you used to find hardier things to sink your knuckles into.
Oh my God, Brezzik, you son of a bitch! How could you? How dare you, you coward!
Yeah. He got real pissed when I broke a table.
Yes. Table was made of oak too. It was a sturdy old table.
Damn you, Brezzik! Damn you!
Anyways, this is Red. He was a draconic barbarian. He rose up during the magic tax rebellions when magic first became a limited source. They sought all different sorts of solutions, as you know from the cataclysms. They tried taxing the use of it, deciding who could use magic and when by issuing permits that were approved from the board only. The backlog got, incalculable, and really only those that were favored were allowed to use magic without repercussion. It started to weigh on everyone, and Red had enough. He started Red's rebellion. It was in protest to those in power, and he started his old ironclad militia. Still renowned. Still symbol stands for those that'll stand up in the face of insurmountable odds. Go ahead and roll perception check, and you get advantage if it was one of your favorites or second favorites.
Down with the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, sick.
Gold.
Okay, so
that was my favorite.
That also being one of your favorites. Remind me that you got a natural 20 on that.
My dude's just still standing there, just.
Okay.
When we get out in a second after we're done going through these.
Got his quarterstaff behind his neck, rest in his arm. Switching between.
Okay, so we did Red, we did Sawyer.
Jake, you sent that to me.
And
did I?
On it.
Okay.
And everything.
Thanks.
Just obviously bored. Oh,
damn it!
Going through. Oh.
So we did Sawyer, we did Red,
everything
we did RQ, we did Zeraz, we did Nameless Norman, we did Ruth, we did Jorge.
That's all my characters doing.
We did
right
Shades. So we made it through them all.
So boring.
So now,
thank God I have a pipe.
We can go out and have some dinner finally, Hoppum. Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience in indulging an old man.
Why am I the only wood? Like, what about the daggum bulldog over here who's been griping the whole time? I've been quiet.
Here, bulldog. Where's the dog? I want that dog.
I was paying attention. I've paid attention the million times you've said it before. Yes, this, that, and the other.
And then he kind of waves his hand through the air. And maybe next time ask other people if it's okay if you smoke in their homes.
I was going to ask, but then he already did it.
You've never minded before. Why now?
Well, before you asked me if I wanted some, and you weren't so gracious today.
It's always available, but you were talking too much. You were a little bit long-winded. I'm sorry.
Everybody else was indulging in appetizers. You couldn't have, pass. Don't pass. You know how it goes. Puff, puff.
It's been around. You're the one who wanted to talk, and then had Brooke over here get all mad at me.
Yes, I appreciate Brooke. All right.
As I lean the pipe towards you, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you guys sit down. You see there's a Wanti hooded out there, kind of waiting at the dinner table. There's a couple other place settings, more than your party includes, more number than your party includes. As Matthias turns around the corner, he goes, "Oh, Saria, yes, thank you for making time to come to dinner. Brooke, if you wouldn't mind, help me bring the food out to the others. Go ahead, have a seat, and just give me a moment." So He sits down. You see is kind of just like there's underneath Saria's cloak, every now and then there's just like a flick of her kind of snake-like tongue, but she doesn't really look up to greet any of you. Has kind of her feet up on the table, and yeah, just not very warm.
That's an oak table, you know.
Could have fooled
I
me.
held barter for it.
Yeah.
How close am I with Zaria?
So you guys have had a working relationship and stuff in the past. She's helped. You know that she's a smuggler.
Yeah.
And that she's kind of helped show you a few things. But go ahead and make I'll let you choose whether you want to make an insight, a history, or a perception check, whichever is greatest for you.
They're all garbage, but there's 19.
Flat. Oh, 19. Okay, so one of the things you know about her is that she kind of she makes a lot of decisions off of like danger, profit, and her own self-interest. She's not somebody who like cares too much about others or, other extrinsic motivations. It's
girl same.
Yeah. So
girl.
So yeah, that's kind of her. In the past when like there's been like a magical item that Matthias has wanted to keep under wraps or something that he wasn't so sure about, he definitely didn't involve Saria.
Okay.
So
I'll just nod at her as like knowing who she is. I would not get too friendly with her.
And keep the.
Again, I have a I guess mechanical question.
Yes, please.
For the whole thing,
Mr. Kris here can
see
the map.
How can you see what your character and class is proficient in, like what weapons and armor?
On the gear, again, those tabs at the right side edge, the gear, the details where all your skills are. On the right hand side, there's saving throws at the top, your descriptors, and then underneath there, where it says armor, everything that's listed under armor is what you're proficient in. Everything that your weapon proficient in is underneath that, and then the languages is underneath that. As far as skills go, the dots next to the skills and the saving throws, if it's filled in, that means you're proficient in it.
Okay, that's okay. Hold on, because I'm looking at this, and just as far as weapons, just on mine, it just says all simple. So all simple.
Yeah, so
no
all simple weapons, right?
Okay, and then if I go under armor on mine,
should say light, probably, maybe medium.
There's nothing. There is no check mark on nothing.
Oh, wait a second. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Sorks aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorks aren't. Yeah. So that's right.
You
I would have figured at least light on that would have been on that.
Mage armor. Cast mage armor once a day.
That's why earlier I told you to get your decks up, because
and I figured that would have fallen under light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So
don't worry, Carakas. I'll protect you.
Yeah, I got it.
So as Brooke and Matthias go to get the food, you guys notice on the table before, right before Matthias leaves. So the other thing too, all of you roll 2d12 times 10, and that's how much starting gold you're gonna have.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't do the times 10, so 170.
Yeah, you got 170, yeah.
So the reason I ask about the weapons proficiency and stuff like that, I wanted to ask about the missing elemental gata from.
Okay. Yeah. So, right before Matthias leaves, you see kind of on the dinner table, there's kind of like a little a sheet of plywood over one of the old glass display cases, kind of like I don't know if you've ever been to the museums where they have like those big stand pits, big display cases and things like that at like the Natural History Museum where kids like draw things in or grab stuff, or there's the little sand dollars. So there's a big kind of display case that's out in the middle there, next to the dining table, and he kind of slides a piece of wood and some cloth up, and you guys notice in this display case, it has been gathered a lot of the things that were missing. And so that you guys noticed that were missing. And so he says, Brooke and I are going to go off to prepare the last of dinner. And he goes, Saria, if you wouldn't mind, I know that I'd have too hard of a time being impartial. And so the stuff that you rolled a nat 20 on, Kris. So I'm going to give you some more information real quick. Whatever you guys think your best stat is, roll it in chat, and that's going to determine our draft order.
Drafting.
Best stat?
Yeah, like if you were gonna like your best attribute or your skill or your best, like
best
whatever
skill?
your best, whatever your best skill is. Sorry.
That's right.
Mm.
Garbage.
Well. Well, that's not the greatest of rolls, but okay. Got 16.
Okay.
I'm drinking rum.
So you guys notice on the table, the items are laid out like this. The picture is in the general chat. If there are things that you specifically noticed that were missing, I will allow you to do a check to see if you remember what they did. But so for the purpose of this, sorry, what did you get, Kris?
16.
16. So our draft order is going to be, where did my pen go? Okay. The draft order is going to be Carakas, Remy, Hoppum, and then Brezzik. If you guys are familiar with a snake draft, this is how we are going to draft. So it goes first, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 gets to pick again on what they call the turn, right? So Saria looks at all of you. You see the magical items there displayed. He goes, I only came to handle this because he said I could have whatever you guys didn't take. You're all allowed to pick 3 items, and then after she says 3 items, Matthias goes, "You know it's 4." You all can take. You all can take 4 items.
I respect you.
I'm not supposed to tell you what they do. It was the whole point of the old man's little trip down memory lane, was to try to give you guys some hints, strike the memory a little bit. But as she kind of looks at Brezzik, I'm never one to turn down a little coin. If you would like to know more about your choice after you make it, or maybe even before you make it, let's say 25 gold pieces for a little bit more information. With that, go ahead, Carakas. So, if you guys do you guys need any more information about what's taking place?
I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I posted that picture in the general chat.
Yep,
I've
got all that.
Okay. So those are all the items, some of which you guys might have noticed were missing from some of the different displays. That might give you a hint as to what those items do. You guys, as a parting gift, Matthias is letting you guys pick 4 items each. You guys are going to go in order. So Carakas gets to pick one, and then Remy gets to pick one, and then Hoppum gets to pick one, and then Brezzik gets to pick one, and then we're going to flip the order and go back.
Okay, that's what I. Okay, that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So if you guys want more information, you guys can pay 20 gold to basically have the item identified for you by Saria. So
here's another question. Can
Yep.
we also talk amongst ourselves with the knowledge that we
of course.
have?
Of course. And the other thing too is once you guys draft your items, if you guys want to exchange or anything like that, more than welcome to. The other thing that I will tell you, and that you guys all know this, is that there is a reason that these items are here in this museum. Some of them don't work the way that they used to. Some of them might not work at all anymore. Some of them might just have gold value attached to them. Some of them might have curses attached to them. Some of them might have been, found or paid a hefty dollar amount for. So there is a range in value in these items. So once you guys get them and, might want to get them identified or things like that so that you know what you're dealing with, or feel free if you'd like to make some checks or some rolls. That's what I'm here for. So any other questions? Any other information I can give you?
Well, I know exactly what Hoppum is going to pick as his first item. Not any questions, absolutely whatsoever.
Crackers,
Hell
pick the
yeah.
pipe.
What do you
Crackers,
mean?
Crackers, take the pipe. Crackers, take the pipe.
What do you mean?
We know he's gonna. We know he's gonna pick that. So there's no need to ask any questions to him about that.
Take it.
So
Let's make a deal.
What did I do?
That black and red robe up there. Does anybody happen to know exactly what that happens to be?
Bet you Zaria does.
I do.
25 gold, she'll tell you.
I know what that is. For 20 gold, I'll tell you.
You son of a bitch!
The undercutter was 5.
It is a discount.
It is a discount.
Okay, come on, man. Be the higher person here, please.
I don't know if anyone can be higher than Hoppum.
Is that a short joke?
Thank you. I was already there.
I don't think anyone's gonna be higher than Hoppum right now.
If my memory serves me correctly, that should be the Iron Clan fur coat, and it should kind of protect you from stuff. So you don't want to get hit as hard. Put it on. It's probably too big for me, so
Can I do like what kind of check would I have to do just to see what type of, I guess, material, like, is it cloth, like what type of that is?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Is it history?
You don't really know what type of material it is from, like, it even sitting there. Like, it could be metal, it could be cloth. It's kind of ornately made. But you do know, after Remy kind of refreshed your memory, he was spot on with what it was.
that'll be 15 gold pieces.
Look here, Mr.
I do
Frodo,
take
don't get
IOU.
short with me.
I do take IOUs.
Look here, Mr. Frodo, don't get short with me.
Do you see?
You see what I have to do?
I may be short, but I have a very long memory. And there's gonna come a time where you need my help. And I'm gonna look you in the face and say, Shane.
Why did he call him Frodo?
More of a Sam myself.
Let's start picking.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, if there's something in your DMs and you think you want more information on something that you got DM'd, I'll allow you to make a roll on that stuff too. So,
I think for my sake, I will, based on my DMs, I don't know the picture. But based on my DMs, the Arcana charge.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. I'll either let you make an Arcana check or a history check, or a perception check, whatever you'd like.
Arcana history are +3. Perception is +0. So, which one?
Whichever one you like.
Yeah.
Whichever one's highest.
Okay. With that, yeah, it's hard for you to glean which one that is.
I'm
Or,
trying to
well,
do that every
it's
time
hard for you
they
to glean
say
what it
highest.
does.
I'm trying to make sure and
I
giggle.
will let you know that that is on it's right
just
next
for
to the
stupid
circle
shit.
on the top.
That's what I thought it was based on the pictures.
Because my
Yeah,
character's
To be
really
completely
high.
honest, but I was like, yeah, that's probably the one that I would need.
I just love this. I'm so excited, y'all. This is slow bits and stuff like that where it's not really
So,
going
yeah,
anything.
if I can grab that, that's what I grab.
Okay, for sure.
Things will change.
So everybody's on the same page. Top row, second one from the right, that has been taken.
Copy. Okay, my pick now. Can I make a check for the Raven's Perch?
Yes. So same thing, Arcana, history, or perception, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
Or religion. I'll allow that as well for this one.
I'll be right back.
Well, I got a 4. So
Okay. You know from the description, it's probably the thing on the top left. Have no clue what it is.
Yeah, I have no clue what it is. But I will take it nonetheless.
Okay, cool. So the thing on the top left is gone.
The only thing that looks like a raven.
That is to Dustin.
Yep. So you said the Raven's gone, of course. What was the other one?
The arcane charge. It's on the top row.
It's the vial looking.
The vial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The pink box. Okay. So yeah, I'd like to ask about one thingies.
The ones in your DMs.
Yes,
yep.
sir.
Which one would you like to ask about?
The Nature's Gift Mantle. I'm guessing we're the little wreath thing here in the third row. Right? Or is that sword?
No, that's actually not that. So go ahead and you can make I'll let you make a nature, a survival, or a history check. Or not a survival. Do a nature, a history, or an arcana check.
Well, that's
Okay. So I will tell you that it is in the first row on the left, or first column on the left, third row. So it's that thing on the far left, third row. You remember, let's see. Okay, there's 2 things it does. I'll give you one of them. Pick 1 or 2, and I'll DM it to you. Do you want 1 or do you want 2?
well, it always feels better to go.
Okay, hey, so
that's relaxing.
Does that?
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. That's funny that you picked that.
Well, you can see why I tried to hey,
Yeah.
that's something I might want to look into. Yeah, Dipsky's licked it. It's mine.
You dig that one? All right. So first column, third row, that's gone.
It's
So
the the little wooden helmet look like crown. The swirls on top.
Okay.
The one next to the sword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a wand.
To the
yes.
left of
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
wand.
On my screen it looks like an ice sword. Okay.
No, I
Sorry.
know. That's why I corrected you though, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't have any use for a sword.
That's true.
Okay. So Dave, you get to make 2 picks.
I'm gonna take the alien symbiote in the bottom right corner.
The bottom right corner. So that is oh yeah.
I'm gonna do Venom. And that's all I need. I'll see you guys
Yeah.
later.
Yep. You beat me in my own game.
Damn it. God damn it. Why did I God damn it.
'Cause you ain't the
We
one supposed to think
all-
about it. He was.
I'm
We
like,
all,
Him.
we
No.
all saw it.
I'm over
We
here playing
all
40
saw
chess.
Remember
We
what
all
you
saw
said.
it
You
and
said
just
he's
went,
dumb.
nah.
Sometime dumb can be smart.
I'm gonna hover my hand over the pipe and look over directly at Hoppum.
Do it. Do it.
How about you?
Do it.
How bad do you want this pipe? No, I'm gonna grab the amulet and the ground pounders.
Okay, so yeah, so you definitely recognize those. So the ground pounders are the boots that are on the top row, 3rd column,
Got it.
and then the amulet is 3rd row, 4th over.
Third row.
Third row.
That was the Cypress amulet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I picked that up, and like, if anyone's paying attention, it's kind of like a wave of nostalgia kind of washes over me. This may or may not be the first thing that I kind of smuggled in for Maddie, so I
Nice.
don't hesitate. I just put it on. I don't care what I just put it on, and
That's
then
cool.
I grab the shoes and I walk over and start eating, and that's it.
That's cool. Well, no, you're still gonna get to pick 2 more things.
Oh, I
But
know. I just
okay.
yeah. That was my first 2 picks though.
Yeah. So Hoppum again.
Okay, so the carafe looking thing right by the raven.
Yep.
I have no idea anything about that. I would need to ask Miss Saria for
She
what'd
holds
you say? 25 gold.
25 gold. I'll tell you exactly what that is, big boy.
Oh, you said something.
Calling someone
Is there-
big boy is weird.
Zuri, you say something to me?
No, you're hungry boy, not big boy.
Why not both?
So did you pair 25 gold?
You have no place of even saying the big boy to anybody.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Give me 1 sec. Where is that? Okay. I'll DM it to you.
Why?
Well, I mean, do you care if everybody else hears
I don't. I just
Okay.
want to know what it is.
what it is? Well, okay, then so she'll tell you. She's like, "Oh yeah, funny enough, that's one of the magical enhancements that RQ used to use during his competition days. Lots of other people have found it useful in times like these where enhancements definitely go a long way, especially those that are alternatives. That's bog water, my friend. And
Alternative male enhancement.
you can only get so many uses out of it, but I'll tell you, those that do drink it, sometimes they get a little, they get an extra, like pep in their step, not speed wise, but sometimes it comes with a little jitters, but sometimes that little extra action that you sometimes get, it. So what it does is it gives you one additional bonus action on your turn, and you get that equal to half of your proficiency bonus for that many rounds. And then the other thing that it does is if you have a level of exhaustion, it will reduce that by 1. So that's what the bog water does.
Okay, so it's the stuff inside of it. It has nothing to do with the container itself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, just trying to make sure. Just wondering, because I do have a thing of alchemist supply, and and if we're referring to what alchemy is in a sense of chemistry, and with my nature and my stuff like that. Is there any possibility of wise ways that I could either, with my abilities and stuff, and especially in DnD in general, like I'm asking, kind of breaking around the fourth wall here a little. But is there any way and possibility that could possibly use this to either do some kind of crazy chemistry and
Sure. I mean, so
makes-
depending on if you drink it or if someone else drinks it, depending on how you roll, you could potentially reverse engineer it. You could potentially add it to something. Yeah, the possibilities, but it depends on, like I said, the rolls and what other resources you have.
Okay, I was just wondering because if there was like I could possibly like do something to where mix this with like certain herbs or something, or do this that, and there's like something along those lines. I didn't know. I didn't know if there was something that I could do like that. That's why I wanted to before I make my pick.
No.
Can I ask a quick question for Dustin alone? You're talking about top row, second one next to the Raven brooch, right?
Yeah, the coffee pot.
Sir, did you not go over 2 spaces?
Yeah, I know. I see the gourd.
Okay.
Hang on,
I'm done. I'm done with my questions.
I understand where that goes. I don't. But no, I was just wondering because that was something that caught my attention, and I wanted to make sure if that's something that I could possibly do.
No, for sure. Possibilities are endless.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure. Again, not toot my own horn. I'm a noob.
Yeah, you're good.
But no,
any
okay.
other questions or
No. I want, but I do.
Okay, so you're gonna take the bog water.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Remy, it is your pick again.
I take the pipe.
Okay.
I knew it was coming. I fucking knew it. Listen here. I swear to God, I was starting to like you, and me and you were gonna have something. I'm telling you, but I don't know now. Ooh, you little shiesty bastard.
All right, Carakas, you get 2 picks in a row. It is your turn, my friend.
Can I do a persuasion check for a 60 coin of explanation of 3 items?
You
said 25 per item.
Yeah.
A persuasion check of doing 60.
Yeah, but I mean, tell me why I should like you again. So go ahead, make your persuasion check, and then if you want to say anything, go ahead.
I will pick 2. I will pick 2 of the 3 items, but I want to know about 3 of the items.
Well, I don't care about you picking. You're going to pick no matter what. I get what's left. If anything, I'd want you to pick less. I don't care what you pick.
Fine, 65 gold.
Well,
I don't
you're the one talking
goes
yourself.
upward.
I mean, like,
Jesus.
like you, and roll your persuasion check. Go. So go ahead, roll your persuasion check, and then if you have any flowery language you would like. So okay, so just to tell you guys how I DM skill checks. Okay, so you can skill check anything you want. If you're somebody who, like, you said you don't like to talk real you, or like you're not the most intelligent real you for puzzles, You can use your intelligence checks to help with puzzles. You can use your charisma to help with, you not talking. But the way I DM is the way you role play stuff is always going to lower the DC, which is the check. So if you say something really well, or you role play something really well, or how you decided to try to solve a puzzle is like actually really smart, I'll lower what you need to be successful on your roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
okay. So if you have anything you'd like to say, you can say it, and we'll see if it persuades her. And if you don't have anything you want to say, then that's fine too.
There are three items on this table that I am very interested in. There's one that I'm extremely interested in. But however, there are other two that I'm not exactly sure of. So I would like to know of the one that I'm extremely interested in for a discounted price, but the other two that I'm not really sure of, I would be more than happy to pay the full price of the 25, but the one that I'm extremely interested in, I'll add on an extra 10 just to know a little bit more onto it.
She kind of leans in and she goes, "He seemed like a nice kid. So in lieu of a discount, I'll give you a little advice. You see, I get to keep whatever you don't take. So by you telling me what you're interested in, it doesn't really help your odds of me helping you out too much. You know what I'm saying? But all that being said, call it 67 gold and I'll give you the information on your 3 items.
65.
Okay, go ahead and roll another persuasion check. 67.
67 it is.
Okay.
Pay up.
All right. Which 3 items do you like?
God.
Wow, that was like watching
So
teeth getting pulled.
yeah, so
Right?
which 3 items would you like me to tell you what they are?
So the 3 items that I want to know are the tunic. I want every single bit of identification on that tunic. I want the brooch and the dawn ring.
Okay. Okay, was it the elemental brooch?
You just said brooch.
Oh, I just said brooch. Okay, cool. So the surcoat is the top right. Pretty
Yes.
much what she does is she'll identify that for you, and she'll go, "Oh yeah, that was what they wore in the ironclad militia of Red's rebellion. If you're familiar with Red, I'm sure Matthias already told you, but they were a tough group. Their numbers, fought well against insurmountable odds. To this day, their insignia is still kind of means something to people who are standing up for something. Doesn't mean too much to me though. I mean, good riddance if you ask me. But yeah, what the surcoat does, you can wear it underneath armor, but it doesn't. It's not armor itself. But what it does is anybody who's wearing it gets a little bit of damage reduction, against normal items. So you're slashing, you're piercing, you're bludgeoning, stuff like that. What it does is so it allows you to reduce slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning damage by half your proficiency. So anytime you take that damage, you can do half your proficiency, and so it allows you to take a little bit more damage. Yeah, so that's what that does. The brooch is let me pull that up real quick. So this was, I believe this is one of a.k.a.'s brooches, but so if you look at the brooch, this worn brooch holds a mixture of golden and bronze hues with age showing upon the metal textures. Set with the brooch and its golden pin lay 5 similarly cut gemstones. Each is made of a different color and material, yet they are matching in scale and artistically placed to resemble raging magical elements. So what this does is this item must be worn on the outside of clothing, so people are going to see that you have it. When the user takes acid, cold, lightning, fire, or thunder damage, they can use a reaction to reduce that damage by 1d4. If the damage taken exceeds the d4 the roll, the brooch is considered charged. Once the brooch is charged, it cannot take any more damage for you, but you can either use a bonus action to expend the magical charge back into the environment. When you do that, you roll a d12 and you tell me what you got, and there might be an effect. Or you can also use a bonus action to charge your next attack with 1d4 of the same damage type that you absorbed. So it allows you to absorb some damage and deal some more damage. It's basically kind of like an absorb elements brooch. But yeah, so that's what that does. And then the other one was the ring of that was the blessing of the Dawn ring, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the blessing of the Dawn ring. So that was Ruth's. That she was very into healing and things like that. There is an engraving on the outside of the ring that says, "Within hope, there is glory." This ring holds 4 charges that recover at dawn. That is something else to tell you guys, though, is so items that have limited uses or like recharge, they don't always recharge in this world because magic isn't the same. There's some areas where there's more magic, but things that recover uses at dawn or at dusk or short rest, you're going to have to talk to me about it. And then there's other ways that you can recharge items. So if you expend 1 charge, whenever the user causes another creature or itself to regain hit points, such as administering a potion or casting a spell, the user can add their proficiency bonus to the number of HP the creature regains. So it helps you add more healing onto your healing. That's what those 3 do. So make 2 choices, my friend.
I want the tunic and brooch.
Okay, so you're going to take the ironclad surcoat and the elemental brooch. Okay, Remy, make a pick.
Oh, it's my go. Okay. I want to know about the bottom left corner.
Okay.
I'll pay up for that.
You're paying for it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom left corner. Oh,
With the
cool.
little stars.
Yeah. Yep. So those are really cool, actually. So those were part of Jorge Costanza's magical items. They are fey glass caltrops. These sharp yet delicate pointed structures share both common qualities of their namesake. They are structured to be jagged with a blade coming up from whatever angle they fall. Additionally, they are constructed from the colorful reflected glass of the Fae. This practical application of a normally whimsical material only helps cement the idea that these once started as a cruel joke. The abilities that it has is caltrip. As an action, the user can spread out a set of 20 of these caltrips over 5-foot square area. Any creature that enters the area must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or stop moving and take 1d4 piercing damage as the caltrips shatter and pop, which can be heard up to 30 feet away. The following effects also are inflicted on the creature. Until the creature regains at least 1 hit point, its speed is reduced by 10 feet. Due to these caltrips being made of fey glass, powdered glitter coats the creature's tracks, and they have traveled more than 100. So they coat the tracks for 120 feet, granting advantage on any ability checks made to track the creature over that distance, over the 120 feet. And then a full set of these caltrips can't be collected once again. Once some of them are shattered, the GM determines if the number of caltrips lost is significant enough to lower the DC of the saving throw if these caltrips are reused. So that's basically saying, like, as you use them and more people step on them, the DC is going to be easier for people to avoid them. If that makes sense. Okay. Cool. So that's what those do.
Okie dokie. Those are cool. Pero
There's lots of cool stuff in here. I mean, so
Yeah, I'm gonna take the bomb. That's like second row left, right.
okay, that's all yours.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna put bomb because I don't
Yeah,
know what it's called.
that's your. I think it's the Shatter Star or something like that.
Yeah, Sky Shake. Let's go.
Okay, Hoppum, it is your turn. Oh, it gives you an extra bonus action during combat, and then it also I forget how many rounds. It gives you an extra bonus action, and then it removes a level of exhaustion to answer your question.
Thank you. Removes exhaustion. I was like, it removes what, and I couldn't understand what my chicken scratch was.
Oh, no, you're fine. And I have all this stuff typed up and in the system, and I'll add it to your characters, so you guys don't got to worry about it.
Oh, thank you, dear
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's what I was working on like all afternoon.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to make sure I have.
That's a likely fucking story.
But this gourd here.
Yeah. Do you gonna take it, or would you like to know what it does?
Oh, we are totally need to know what this thing is all about.
Okay.
That's another 25. Good.
Yep.
Bad.
So that is the Gobby Gourd. That was one of Sawyer the Goblin inventions. These oddly made gourds are covered in strange carvings and decorations. They are accented by a cork stuffed with grass and weeds to seal it shut. Upon removing the cork, the interior reveals a thick, noxious-smelling substance that is almost unnaturally sticky. This item is made through goblin alchemy with a combination of crushed fermented plants and other natural wastes. You can do a few things with the Gobbly Gourd. One, you can ingest it. After consuming this potion, the user must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. For each Gobby Gourd consumed within 24-hour period, the DC raises by 2. On a failure, the user suffers the poison condition for 1d6 rounds. But you also, anytime you drink it, you regain hit points equal to 1d6 plus your con modifier. So it's a potion, basically it's a healing potion that the goblins made, but with some adverse effects. And then the other use it has is you can throw it. If it hits a creature of medium or smaller with a ranged attack, DC 10 strength saving throw. On a failure, the creature is restrained for 1d4 rounds. It can spend its actions attempting to break free. So that's what it does. It's a homemade goblin potion / sticky bomb. And there's a few of them. It's not just one.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm interested. Stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Dipskis.
You gonna take that? Cool. Brezzik, you get to make 2 more picks in a row.
Awesome. What see, that one's going no. What all is left? I think I missed one of Carakas's picks.
Carakas
I got the Surcoat. What's the other one did he take?
Then the elemental brooch, it's basically dead center in the second row.
Second row, fourth over, underneath the gourds.
Yep.
All right. Do I see anything else from RQ?
Yes. So now that these are out there, obviously you didn't know what was missing, but second row, third over, that is RQ's championship belt. And then the bog water was also RQ's, and that's what Dustin already took.
All right, belt's mine. I'll just pick up the belt.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I don't know what else. Anything else from Norm?
So somebody took the Raven Perch, you took the Cypress. What else did Norm have? Yeah, so Norm had the very last row, 5th column, that looks like a dream catcher with a jawbone on the bottom of it. That was Norm's.
Okay.
If you'd like to make a check to try to remember what it does or pay for it, you're more than welcome to.
I'll do a check.
Okay, so I'll let you make a history, nature, or religion.
All right, all of them are the same thing. So history. 18.
Oh, okay. So you know that he was infatuated with the dead. You've actually, so the one that this is here, it actually wasn't from Norm himself. It was one somebody else made. These are things that can actually be reconstructed if you have the right ingredients. It's another thing that's kind of a homemade way to do old magic, but what that does is there's a certain number of teeth on that jawbone. For every tooth in there it is a speak with dead spell. And that currently has 4 teeth left on that jawbone. But that's what that jawbone does.
All right. The thing above the mace in the bottom right corner, is that like a bangle or like a wrist, like a bracer or something like that?
That is a ring, and that was the one that Marodney got identified. It does the Blessings of the Dawn. It gives you extra healing for your proficiency bonus anytime you do healing on yourself or someone else.
And the one by the crystal cantrips, is that another ring?
The one by the crystal. Sorry, which row? Which column?
The caltrops bottom.
Second column.
That is a bracelet. Seeing it. So that was from Jorge Catstanza. And if you'd like to make a check to try to figure out what it does, I will allow you.
Never mind, I don't want it.
Okay.
Oh, be a dude. Be a dude, bro.
What does Costanza do again? Besides run the Yankees?
He was a tricky.
Yeah, well, that's
Run the
so
Yankees,
he was an
man.
architect, and there was also a time. So that's why I said that he did this import-export scam, because there was one time he met somebody and he was like, "Yeah, I'm into import-exports."
He's fucking DB Cooper.
Yeah,
The real DB Cooper.
I honestly don't know what I would be interested in, because nothing else really says, "Hey, pick me."
The mace.
You know what would be kind of I don't know. I don't want to guide you in any way.
No.
A fun thematic one for like you and Matthias would be that coin purse with the heart on it.
Yeah.
But that's up to you whether you want one or not.
That's a coin purse. I was actually gonna kind of question on what the fuck that was, because based on the picture, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Coin purse. Okay. To just like not necessarily what they are, but what is the thing right below the raven?
Right below the raven, that is the lunar and soul armlet.
Okay. And right below the coin purse?
Right below the coin purse, that is a loaf.
Coin purse?
A coin purse is the loaf of hearty bread.
I was about to say.
Oh, fuck. Dude, it's food. It's mine. You know what? No.
Yeah.
No.
It's nautical.
Dude, it's hey, like seriously though, it's not bad. Hey, go ahead and roll some type of check so I can give you any information on it.
All right.
The coin purse.
15 on the loaf of bread.
Oh, you got a 15? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that rope. So, since it's food, you've actually asked about this before. Matthias had to clap your hand away, and actually, when you guys went to go and get the recipe for this, you ate one of the loaves already. You're very accustomed to what this does. So, this is a loaf of bread that the Dawn Lord and the Life Clerics used to make and hand out to people, but it has some pretty cool, powerful effects. So what it does is if you take a short rest within, anybody who eats it takes a short rest within 24 hours. If they roll a hit die during the short rest, they get to add 2d4 hit points to recover.
Nice.
If they take a short rest and they have not lost any health points and they do not roll any hit die, you actually get those 2d4 as temporary hit points. So
Oh, cool.
something it's kind of like a little small hero's feast. There's enough there for 10 servings.
Cool. All right. Yeah. As I walk over, put the belt on my shoulder, grab the loaf of bread, and just walk back.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. You said there were multiple gourds. How many servings?
How many servings? There are 3 of those gourds.
Okay, 3 of the gourd. Oh, okay, so
Yep.
there's multiple serving. in a
No, there's not
gourd.
multiple servings. There's
Okay,
you
okay,
can
just
throw 'em or you
okay.
can drink them.
Okay, just making sure, like, take a sip versus taking a sulp.
Nope.
Taking a sip.
Take a sip versus so.
No,
All
it's a
right,
sulp. That's one.
Hoppum, it is your last pick. If you would like any information, make a roll. I'll give you some info.
Okay, the other one that I was interested in, God damn it, how do you pronounce the name? Zaraz.
Okay. Yeah.
Since I didn't notice beforehand, do I notice anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Shit.
Did you roll
6.
a 6? I mean, I told everybody else that since and you rolled a nat 1. That's horrible. All right, I'll leave out one of the things that were his. The pipe was his and it's gone. The book that is like right up and left from the pipe, that was his. And the other thing that was his is the bowl with the fox on it. And the other thing you don't remember. If you'd like to make any type of roll to know what those do, let me know.
I knew it.
Well, hey, you guys might be able to make trades.
Snooze, you lose, bro. I don't even know what it does.
I don't know why, but for some odd reason, I'm super drawn to this wolf in a cup. I was drawn to it the moment everything came down, but I wanted to ask other questions about everything. But for some odd reason, Hoppum is oddly drawn. I don't.
Okay, cool.
Notice it. And that was something that he really. He wanted to ask questions about everything else first.
No, I totally get it. That fox cup is yours, my friend. All right. Remy, your last pick, my friend.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about anything?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, one. What's left from my tabaxi?
From your tabaxi?
Old Two Tails.
The coin at the bottom was his.
Yeah.
And the candle that's right next to that was also his. And that bracelet at the bottom is also his. So all 3 of those things were his. If you would like to make, if you want to make any rolls to try to figure out what they do.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make a roll. I'm gonna do perception.
Cool.
Don't you fail me now. Okay, so 15.
15? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the the coin is called the Fool's Coin. I won't give you all the details about what it does, but basically what it does is it's a distraction. So you flip the coin. If somebody is not a discerning individual, it might have more of an impact, and the coin stays floating in the air, and the individual can't seem to take his eyes off of it. The candle, the candle's pretty cool. So, yeah. So it has a limited use. Obviously, it's a candle; it'll burn down. But it does have a whole hour that it can burn for. And what it does is if somebody is within that radius, it basically works like a zone of truth. And so what it'll do is it compels people that are within the radius of that light to tell the truth. And what it also does is if someone passes the saving throw to not be affected, the candle will change color. So you'll know that if they're not affected by the spell.
Okay.
And then the comrade's bracelet. I won't give you all the information on this, but it comes in a set of 2. And what it kind of can get one person out of trouble, but one person in it.
Copy.
So,
okay.
He's choosing that.
Okay, so Jake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the candle.
Okay. Okay.
As I'm taking the candle, I'm looking at the coin. I'm gonna flip the coin.
Okay.
And I want to slide a hand, take the brooch, or like the bracelet.
Okay, and you're gonna try to grab it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So go ahead and roll a sleight of hand to see if you can grab this thing.
Motherfucker over Sticky Bandit style.
Baby. That's so funny, bitch.
Did you roll that? Nice. Okay.
I will take a screenshot right now.
No, that's fine. So you're definitely able to grab the coin. You flip it up in the air. But as you flip it up in the air, the closest person to you is Hoppum. So Hoppum, I need you to make a you need to make a wisdom saving throw of 13. And we'll see if it affects you or not. And then if it doesn't affect you, we'll see if it affects Saria.
Yeah.
So your saving throws are in a different area. So don't just click your abilities. You have an actual save. Oh no, you rolled it. So nat 1. So as you flip the coin up into the air, so this is what happens. So you see this single golden coin is smoothly rounded and bears 2 faces on its opposing sides. While its nation of origin and coining are a mystery, its effects are well known as a bane to more simple-minded guards. So when you flip it up in the air, you see as it starts spinning, and Hoppum, he was toking on his pipe. He was, just getting ready to pack somewhere in there. And all of a sudden he hears the ting of gold go up in the air. And he looks at it. And as he looks at it, you'll see as the coin kind of begins to slow in the air, and it starts to spin and dance as you see a little bit of drool as Hoppum holds the pipe in his hand as he just caught staring at the coin. And you see Saria kind of look at Hoppum. She goes, "Oh, that's interesting." But so you were able to flip the coin. Let me roll. Because that 20 is pretty good. I don't like to ruin that 20s. Let me see if she sees. So it was total of 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
My birthday.
Nope, she didn't see it, so you were able to snag that.
Yeah.
So she was amused enough from Hoppum being distracted. Yep. So Hoppum's still just going to be staring at that coin.
Yeah, I kind of I take the candle, I flip the coin, and I kind of take the bracelet. I guess that's what that is. And then I kind of pocket the bracelet, and as the coin is still flipping, I kind of catch it and I put it down. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, okay, so.
Oh, so you take the coin out of the air?
Does it? Wait, it stays in the air?
It just stays in the air, and Hoppum just stays staring at it and drooling. It doesn't come down.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that the bracelets are hidden on me and whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And then once I take the candle and everything, I'm like, okay. And then I take the coin out of the air, and I'm like, this is cool. Actually, I should have picked this. And I just put it
so then when he takes out of the coin and puts it back down, Hoppum, you come out of your trance. Cool. So Carakas, you get your last pick. If there's any information, go ahead and feel free to tell me.
Oh, fuckery is about to be about.
But, by the way, I wanted to ask a real quick question so I can make sure I'm full character mode here. With the coin and everything like that, did I look a little bit like stroked out on one side with the drill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Okay, just making sure that I'm in proper character form. Yeah. Shiny. Okay. Sorry, I'll shut up.
All right. I had 170 gold.
My character's stuck
67,
staring at a coin like
So you're
this,
down to
Katie.
103.
Look, this is literally my character right now.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. No, it's like this.
Really don't want to spend
My character's
50
actually like
to
this.
find out about 2 other pieces.
There's still a couple really good items left.
Oh, that shit's funny, dude. Thank you for the
mean,
nummies.
if you want to make a roll, make a roll. If there's one thing you wanted more info on.
Yeah, since I already know about the mace, what roll do I need to do for the mace?
For the mace?
Yeah.
Okay, since you already know about it, you can make an Arcana or a history or a perception check, and I'll tell you more about it. If you get above 12, I'll tell you everything it does.
Just know fuckery is about to ensue.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so the mace. Okay, so this is the elemental gata. There's an inscription on the handle that says, "Man masters nature not by force, but by understanding it." This strange tinkerer contraption bears a close resemblance to a mace or a hammer in composition, but it has a bizarre sphere at its head. Composed of quake quartz, it is a rock carved into shape by master artisans, but it is as transparent as a window pane. This bulb-like surface is covered in a number of copper and bronze plungers, matching the materials of the cylindrical shaft on which it is perched. It has 2 functions. One is capture. So as a reaction, you can when you take elemental damage. Some of the elemental damage, it's not reduced, but it's captured inside of this sphere. And then it allows you to do, and remember, like I just said, things don't charge up every dawn. Magic isn't the same as magic was. So what it allows you to do is, if you have that magic captured, you can expel the magic in order to charge something else that's magical. So that's what it allows you to do. And then it also functions as a mace.
Okay. I have 103 gold, right?
Yep. Anything else you'd like to know about?
Yeah, I will spend another 25
Okay.
to know about the wand.
The wand. Okay. The wand is one of Whim's items. Yep.
Before you go farther. Second column, third row down, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
I'm looking at the picture of it.
That was one of Whim the Druid's items. This is the Wand of Water. It says water is the driving force of nature on it. This wand, what it does is it has so many charges that recover at dawn. It allows you to expend 1 charge to manipulate water. So as an action, you can basically cast that cantrip to where you can move a 5-foot cube of water. You can change whether it's flowing, you can turn it into fog, whether it's frozen, turn frozen water back into water, things like that. You can expend 4 charges to flood. So what you can do is, in a 5-foot radius cylinder, so basically kind of like a little 10-foot cube, you create a 10-foot tall water wall, and anyone inside of it has to make a strength saving throw, DC 13. On a failure, they take 2d8 bludgeoning damage. If it is a large or smaller creature and it fails the saving throw, it's also restrained. So yeah, and then that's what it does. You can also produce water from it for 2 charges.
Okay. think I will take the wand.
Okay, that is your final choice. Cool.
We'll say that.
Okay. So as you make your choice, Saria goes to gather things up, and then she goes, you guys want to make any changes? Anything you guys picked you disappointed with, or is the rest of this stuff mine?
It's all yours.
Picking your items, you guys do look over, and the food that has been laid out by Matthias and Brooke has almost been completely consumed by Brezzik as he picked his 2 items and went to feasting.
And I'm like
That's-
sitting
that's
there,
not
I'm
nice.
As
legs laid out, like belly completely engorged. Just, oh, that was good.
so,
You guys get some good shit.
as we finish everything, if we're still in the hall, or are we leaving the hall?
No, so I mean, this is where the dinner was taking place, was in here. So this is where you guys are kind of sitting.
Are we staying or are we leaving?
Oh no, so the dinner's definitely not over. Matthias kind of comes out with his and Brooke's plates as they were kind of bringing the food out, and then he notices Brezzik ate all the food, and then he's like, "Well, you guys can share some of mine if you want." And then Brooke is like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
this is my favorite," and she doesn't want to share any of hers. So did you guys have any other questions or anything about the items or anything like that?
Now that I have it in like my possession,
Uh-huh.
what does the Raven brooch do?
I will allow you to make an Arcana check about it.
Ooh, my least favorite skill. Oh shit!
What'd you roll? Did you roll in that 20?
I did. I'm wasting it all on
Nice.
fucking bullshit.
Okay.
Can't
So,
wait till the combat that's about to happen.
Can't wait. I can't fucking wait, dude.
So there's some pros and cons to it. Okay. So
Ooh,
it's it's not a brooch, it's a perch. But so what it does is it goes on one of your shoulders like a pauldron, or like
Ooh.
a parrot would kind of sit on your shoulder, right? It's got these nice raven black feathers. What it allows you to do is for an hour, you basically have a familiar raven. So you can send it out, it'll go and look, it understands all the languages you understand. So if you speak it, it can speak to you. The downside to it, since you got a nat 20, is every now and then it just wants to make a little caw. So when you might be sneaking around or walking through the woods or doing something, might be a
Just be
sound
like,
that comes out every now and then. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm assuming I can't like take it off and put it back on.
Nope, it has to be attuned to. So if you're not attuned to it, you can't use it.
Okay. You know what? That's like my whole thing, dude. I don't want it to kill me. Like I know it's gonna call it the most worst time ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm also a small creature, so like my hiding is amazing. Okay, what the fuck does this pipe do? Because I have no idea what it does. I just
Does
picked
the
it.
pipe do? Okay, go ahead and
Yeah.
make an Arcana check for that too.
I just grabbed it because I wanted leverage in my relationship.
I
I got a 10. I got a 10.
Let's see. You got a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't tell you everything it does, but
Do I have to be attuned to this one too?
let me check. A lot of the stuff you do have to be attuned to, so where the heck is this pipe at? Oh, right there.
Huh? What?
That's cool.
It is called Pipe of the North Wind. It has charges that can be recharged, and depending on how many charges you expend, you can do different things with wind.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
So Saria's getting ready to leave. She goes, any exchanges, just 10 gold if you guys want to make any swaps.
I don't want this raven.
You don't want the what?
I don't want.
No,
I
You don't
don't
want the
want.
raven?
I don't want this. No.
Okay. Okay, give me 10 gold, and what do you want instead? Hurry though. I
I
gotta get out of here. And you see everybody make an insight check.
I hate you.
I got
I
a
am
17.
full.
Okay, so Carakas and Remy, you guys both notice that she is getting a little antsy, but she also wants a little coin, and like there's something she really wants to get out of there for. But
Okay. Don't fucking split away. Just give me the coin. I'll give him the raven. I'll take the coin.
so she takes the raven, she takes the coin, she takes 10 of your gold. Anybody else? Any other takers? Because I gotta go.
Okay, so in a split of the moment, can I cast Mage Hand to also grab the mace without notice?
So you can totally try that. The mace is pretty big, and she has things bundled up. You can cast Mage Hand, and like she's gonna see it right away.
I mean, fucking yeah. I wanted that mace. I wanted that mace as well. I wanted to get that mace as well.
Well, hey, I'm happy to trade you. Do you want to? Yeah, I mean, 10 gold in one of your items.
Nope.
All right.
I wanted that
You
mace.
guys know where you can buy this stuff from me at a cheap price if you down the road you change your mind. If I don't find any other, a lot of people were interested in stuff in this museum. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, geez, look at I gotta go.
Siri, why don't you?
Perception.
No, come on. It's
What about
it's a
persuasion?
party. Stay here.
Persuasion.
It's
Persuasion.
a party.
Go ahead, make a persuasion check at disadvantage because she is. There's definitely something about her mood that has completely changed.
Oh, what about regular advantage? Because she has
Regular
nothing to
advantage?
lose. She has nothing else to lose except she has to just leave.
You don't know about that.
I mean, she seems in a rather hasty
Yeah.
hasty
beat
mood.
feet.
I could just sorceress blast her and just say I'll take the rest of it for myself.
You totally could. You could totally risk that. She's a very well-traveled smuggler. You could totally do that.
Yeah, Carakas, you might not want to do that, buddy.
And if you know anything about Juan T,
Yeah, you. I've seen like I see like his hand like reach down, like the power start crackling. It's like hey, you might not want to do that, friend. I've seen her pick apart people. It's kind of disgusting.
Fine.
yeah,
Get out of here.
She's gone.
And then I reach
So-
over to Brooke. Is like, hey, you gonna eat that?
Brooke gives you a couple, and she's like gonna, she gives you a little bit, and she's like, "But this is my favorite."
I'll make you some
Aw.
more, or I'll have Maddie make you some more.
So what do you guys call a thief that steals from a smuggler?
Oh, how about
A thief.
A hobbit.
I don't know. I think I'm a pretty good thief.
A thief is a thief is a thief.
Remy, you didn't steal anything. Well,
I mean, bro, come on. She's so easily distracted.
yeah.
And like I
guess.
show her the braces on my arm. Like it was too easy.
So as he does that, though, he Matthias goes back into the kitchen again, and he brings out some dessert, and there's some like candles and some sparklers and stuff on there, and he goes, "If you wouldn't mind just indulging a man just a little bit longer, I don't think this will take too much more time." He goes, but I have my interests, and some of my interests have been, giving a little excitement to folks like you. I'm I'm very blessed for the time I've gotten to share with all of you. I don't underestimate it for a second. But one of the reasons I've gathered all these magical items over the years is to try to figure out a puzzle. People have been trying to figure out solutions to our, little magical conundrum for centuries now, it seems. But I think I finally figured something out. You see a big smile come across his face. He goes, before the pause.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead, roll an insight check. Yeah, he is so he is very excited, but with that high of an insight check, you can see underneath the excitement, there's a little bit of like knowing to him, like that he knows something that he's struggling with. But the excitement's true, and what he's telling you is true. So he goes on to say, before the pause, with a fairly great deal of precision, we were able to calculate when there was, call it an arcane solstice, when magic was at its peak. Since the pause, moons have been moving differently. The planes have gotten involved. All these things have just messed so many things up. But I think soon we're going to see one of those solstices again. And when that happens, this world of ours, my friends, that is coming to an end, it's going to go through its death thralls. It is going to grasp. Sorry?
Arcana?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check.
I lean over to Carakas and says, "What's an arcane sausage?"
An arcane sausage.
It's the ones they try to like push on tourists when they come.
So
sounds good.
What are you trying to glean with your Arcana check?
Glean that he's fixing to use some ancient magic that we don't know about, that I seem to know, and fixing to fuck us over.
So, what I will give you,
which is why my character is slowly moving towards the back.
Okay, no. So with your insight, with your Arcana, Matthias and yours relationship is completely above board. He is 100% a friend. He would like. There's people that he invited tonight that didn't even show up. Places he set. Like, he's been nothing but excited. He's given you guys gifts. The trepidation that you hear in his voice or you see on his face or about all this magic is not for anything that might befall you or that might I guess show his hand in deceit, is his own well-being. It has nothing to do about tricking you or anything like that. And to an extent, he's excited about some of the magic and things that he's discovered, but he doesn't even know to the extent that things are going to happen. But so
good, because my entire life I have been hunted for my blood. I have been hunted for my magic.
Yeah.
Having me put in here with all these magical items and the way that you're talking, I do not like the way that you're talking. So
no. And actually, as you back up to the door, as you back up to the door, make a perception check for me. So, you hear like some so one of the things you hear from outside, it almost sounds like kind of rolling wind or thunder, but you hear kind of this like guttural croak come from outside. Not super deep, not super faint. It's definitely muffled through the door. And yeah, you hardly hear it, but there's something that comes from the door behind you. But so
the front door or back door, Jake? Sorry.
The door that is south on the map.
Okay, so the door to the outside.
Yes. Yes.
And we're all at these tables down here. Okay.
Yep, you're at those
I had to move
tables.
myself. All right.
Yep, and you guys wouldn't hear. The only reason
No.
he heard is because he started moving towards the door.
Cool. I was just curious where. Yeah.
So he basically says, this world is going to go through its death throes. It's going to have its last grasp for existence, and it is going to cling on to magic like we haven't seen it in our lifetimes. Things are going to change, and you'll have an opportunity. And maybe during this window, it'll give you guys enough of an opportunity to change the way things are, change things for yourselves, change things for everybody else. Maybe set things back to the way things were when society didn't have a care in its world. Maybe, even bring the gods back, as he kind of has like a little gleam in his eye. He goes, I'll be with you through this as much as I can. But I just want you guys to be ready. And it's one of the reasons I thought the museum needed to come to an end, because if there was any life left in these artifacts, I wanted to be in the hands of people that were willing to step up and make a change. And he begins to start his next sentence as all of a sudden you hear that guttural croak now from the outside even louder. And then you hear somebody yell from the outside, "Matthias! It's time. You get your ass out here."
I look over to Maddie. I look over to Matthias like, "Maddie, you expecting anyone?"
You see kind of like his head drop a little bit. He's like, I thought we would have had a little bit more time, but
wait, what's going on? What?
Well, I don't exactly know, but you guys need to stay in here, okay? No matter what happens.
Are they friends of yours?
No, I don't think they are, Brezzik, as he puts his hand around your shoulder. And
I was hoping you were going to say that. And I stand up.
Brezzik, and he kind of grabs you and he goes, I don't know what's out there. And you've protected me more than enough times. I think back to the first time we met, you didn't have to do that. And you haven't had to do the things you've done, but let me do this. Let me protect you this time. And he says again, he goes, you'll need to get out of here, but you'll know the way. And and you hear again, Matthias, and you hear these like croaks, these from outside. And he begins to kind of walk towards the door. He goes, now kids, you guys need to start heading out. And he goes and he opens the door. Go ahead and make a perception check for any of you guys that can see through the door.
Yeah, that was
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, yeah, you don't see.
I don't see shit. However, I was thinking about either thaumaturgy or mage hand on the door. But reading through those, I don't think there's anything I can do, if I'm being completely honest.
What were you trying to do to the door to like keep it closed?
Yeah, something along those lines. But from both of those, mage hand is not going to really do anything.
Yeah, it's most time for small items.
Yeah.
Okay, though. So perception check. So
Hoppum.
What Hoppum got? Oh, yeah, Hoppum. And then what did you get, Kris?
I didn't roll one.
Oh, okay. Do you want to roll one? Or no?
I'm more looking for like an exit than
okay.
Trying to.
Well, so if you want to roll perception check for an exit, that's fine too. Whatever your attention's on.
I'm just trying to make sure and bring you one for the road before you go out, because you ain't going out alone.
So, I mean, you're right at the door, Brezzik. It's not hard to see this. You don't get an idea of their numbers. You can see people moving in the shadows, out beyond like the candlelight of the front of this museum. You see standing there on the walkway, there's this I pronounce it Duragar, but I know some people say Dwagar. But so it's a dark dwarf, and he's standing there. And as he begins to walk up, you see as he starts to kind of grow in size.
Sorry,
You don't see this Brezzik, but you see this Hoppum emblazoned on like his like neck, like branded. There's the number 4, and to his left and to his right, you see about the size of dogs, these like kind of hairy creatures that come out of the darkness with these one has 2 like bulbous eyes like a sugar glider. They kind of look like dog-sized sugar gliders, but one has 1 eye, and they both have kind of like a pinkish purplish hue to them. And you see once again as their like throats, like their eyes kind of affix to Matthias, and they start to almost like shake in anticipation as they see him, as once again they let out these croaks as you see their throats kind of billow up and billow out. Yeah, so that's kind of what you see as Matthias kind of stands in the doorway. Yeah.
What's perception up? Check, because you said can't see much out there and everything. But I have dark vision for one. I don't know if that would help me. And then is there any way that I could do perception, because there's obviously not just this person.
Well, no. So with your 22 and your dark vision, Brezzik, you have dark vision too, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, but so with your 9 perception, you definitely see that there's people outside of that like kind of candlelight glow of the museum, but you can't make out their numbers. Hoppum, you can see that there's like some people on horseback. There's like a carriage that's like basically a jail cell carriage. And same thing, you can see people kind of scuttling to the bushes and the trees and things like that, but you can't make out their numbers. There's definitely a few of them out there.
Okay.
I can tell people some about their magical items or something too.
Yeah, I'm wearing all of mine. I don't.
Okay, cool. I see you put all yours on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll just tell you guys what your stuff does. So let me find the ground pounders. So this is like, it's going to be funny imagining your character in these. Okay, I found the champion's belt. So this is what the champion's belt does. So it has inscribed on it, a champion is someone who gets up even when he can't. So very Tito Ortiz. This overly thick leather belt is covered in polished plating and adornments, wide enough to cover a human's entire navel. So it kind of goes up your stomach a little bit. It conveys a sense of accomplishment. The smell of old sweat clings to it, while the crown emblazoned on the front, befitting a champion, is ever polished. While wearing this belt, the user gains access to the grappler feat. So you have the grappler feat. It has 2 uses. One is called 1, 2, 3. As a bonus action, as a bonus action, you can gain advantage on grapple checks for 1 turn. Once this is activated, it can't be activated again until a long rest. And then the other one is Lost Glory. If you ever decide to take this belt off, you need to let me know because it has side effects.
Okay.
And then, did anybody get the Blessing of the Dawn Ring? No, I don't think you guys did, huh? Man, I'm bummed nobody took the little coin purse. You know what the Fool's Coin does? The Justicar's Candle, you know what that does? The Comrade's Bracelet, Kris. So if you give somebody else that bracelet, you guys both have to attune to it. But pretty much what it does is there's an action called Give and Take. So as a bonus action, you guys basically can teleport and switch spots. But you both have to be willing. So that's what that does.
All right. I'm done taking a piss. I'll wait on Nick.
You gonna wait on the cigarette?
I'll wait on. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So as you stand in the doorway, you see as Matthias like kind of goes to walk outside, and the dark dwarf he kind of starts to clap as he starts to kind of grow in size, and you hear as it starts to get kind of louder and louder. And he goes, I have to give it to you, old man. He was using a museum and all its magical bullshit inside of there to hide where you were all these years. pretty smart. He goes, but he found you, and he sent me. I don't know how he did, but you're coming with me one way or the other. He goes, but as much as I'd like to end your filthy existence right here and now, he wants to wait for the celebrations, give everybody something proper to celebrate. So get your ass out here. And so Matthias kind of, as he takes one step out the door, you see his cloak blows back a little bit and his fists clench. And you see as this like faint magic, almost like he's getting ready to fight, kind of starts to crackle through him. And that magic that looks like it was swelling into a fight, all of a sudden you just hear a poof as the doors slam shut, and you feel this arcane wave of energy rush through all of you. All of your magical items seem to come to life. The museum lights up. The noises, the contraptions, all the things that used to be manually operated are all active. As you kind of hear him say, "You guys are on your own now." And he starts to walk out. While you guys were all looking, huh?
Our door,
yeah,
the door
yeah,
shut.
the door shut. The door shut in your face.
I'm trying to get out.
So as you try to get out, you shoulder the doors, and all of a sudden you hear a window break. Guys, make a perception check, and then go ahead and make a strength check too for the doors when you have a chance, Brezzik.
Perception, don't see shit because I won.
That's
22.
I got a 14.
You got a 14. So Hoppum and Remy, Brezzik and Carakas, your guys' eyes are fixed on the door. But as you guys go to turn around, like I said, you heard the glass break. And you guys, one of the things you guys definitely notice is how quick, with the perception checks, how quick Surya wanted to leave.
Wait.
What's up?
Wait. Brezzik's perception was 3, strength was 22.
Oh yeah, so Brezzik and Carakas don't realize this.
Yeah.
But Hoppum and Remy do. Sorry if I missed. Yeah.
I'm going to also throw this out here.
Yeah.
Persuasion. He's screaming out the door. I'm going to use my persuasion with my charisma.
Okay. To try to do what?
And he's screaming at us. We have basically everything that is in here now activated.
Yep.
You better get out of here. We have everything. We have more than you. We can kill you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, so that's what you're going to yell out the door to the dark dwarf?
Yes.
Okay.
Using
so
persuasion.
So that would be an intimidation check in to try to intimidate him, because it's basically a threatening tone, right? So roll an intimidation. And then the other thing, like I said, Carakas and Brezzik don't realize this. Yeah. So with like that roll, like he kind of starts to laugh, and like you hear like I don't know if you guys know what a Nothic looks like. Dave, could you post a picture of a Nothic for me in the Discord?
Sure.
But so these creatures, basically they look like a cross between a Nothic and a sugar glider. These things that he has healing at his side. But after you yell out that intimidation, you just hear the guy's voice, and he goes, "Thanks for letting me know there's more of you in there." And you hear the window break, and then you guys can't see this, but the two of you with your perception checks realize that that Brooke isn't in the room anymore. And then those of you that rolled the high perception stuff, you hear Matthias or Matthias on the outside go, "Brooke, no." So that's what's going on. So with that, that's where I'd like to leave this session, and we can pick up there the next time we play. Unless there's anything else you want to get sorted before it ends.
I want to fight.
I know.
I won't fight.
I
won't fight.
I want to crack.
I won't fight.
Crack some kneecap.
I won't fight.
Cool. Well, I had fun. Hopefully you guys had fun.
Oh, I had a blast. Thanks.
Oh
Jake.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no
This
problem,
has been
man.
Amazing.
I'm so stoked for this between some of the between the cards and the VTT and some of the little toys. I think it'll be fun.
I won't fight.
Oh, I never did get to know what my wolf cup was. I
Oh,
was going to ask about that.
so
Or fox cup, excuse me.
Yeah. So there's a spell that's enhanceability. There's a part of that spell that's called Fox's Cunning, and basically what it does is it gives you advantage on intelligence checks. If you fill that cup with any liquid and you drink all of it, you get the effects of Fox's Cunning for an hour without concentration on it, and you can do it once a day.
Do not
Wait.
drain me in the middle of the fucking night.
Wait, what? Drain you?
Drain you
You
of your blood?
fucking heard. You fucking heard me. I don't care. Do not drain me in the middle of the
I
fucking
don't
night.
know what that means, but okay. Calm down.
Were there any of
with
your
draining.
were there any of your other items you guys had questions about?
I
can
was
tell you.
I was still want to ask you when you said you fill it with any liquid.
Yeah.
The liquid that is in it. Do the effects still occur from the liquid that's in it, or do you just get the effects of?
You mean if you drank like a alcohol or a health potion out of it? The liquid would still give you the effects. Yeah.
Okay, so like if I pour a health potion in and drink a health potion, I'd get the health potion. Okay, yeah. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Thank you.
It doesn't get rid
So the liquid inside still retains its properties. Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you. Thank you.
You're good. And then Dave and Chris, are you guys good on Thursdays?
I'm basically good every day. I get out
Okay.
at 7, so whenever you.
Cool. Well, then let's just plan for it. So we'll just say that we're playing on Thursdays from like about 5 till 8 or 9 my time, 7 till about 9 or 10 your guys' time, or I guess 10 or 11, and then
I have a question.
Yes,
Hand
sir.
raised to the heavens. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did we level up?
Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for it. Thank you. I was like, come on, rookies. Come on, rookies. You got this.
Come on.
You make me proud. You make me proud.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'll say. Man, let me.
Thought you were gonna get away with it.